Hello and welcome. We are here with the August edition of the CPT World Warrior Cross WNF Street Fighter V Top 8. I am Mr. Mistopheles, joined by none other than Jake Ryan, and we could not be happier to have you guys here with us tonight. How are you doing, Jake?
I am doing better than good. Happy to be here for another wonderful edition of the World Warrior series. Once again, Jake Ryan on the mic. We had a fantastic weekend at CPT South Africa, but we're taking it a little bit closer to home this time with the World Warrior series.
Yes, sir.
26 different regions being represented, and it's time for one of the best, the West Coast, to be represented, but one of the best in the business of showing us, you know, the strongest clips and the strongest gameplay. It's got to be Fresh Cut, you know, helping us put all of this together. One of our great sponsors. Give a shout out to Fresh Cut, give them a visit, and make sure that you submit your own clips that you love to see, because top 3 clips will get a sub to Wednesday Night Fights. Once again, the Level Up channel. You want to get some of the best emotes in the business. I know Via's got a grip of wonderful emotes available here, so make sure that you give that shout out to Fresh Cut. And if you need your own peripherals with the World Warrior series, Hori is also contributing as well. $10 off any t-shirt with any purchase of a fight stick or any model, the alpha model, from the 22nd to the 22nd, August to September, while supplies last. So make sure you get your hands on all those goodies while we get our eyes on all the goodness of Street Fighter action we're about to watch. Who are you most excited to see today, Mistopheles? Because I've got a lot, and I'm even more excited about you telling me how we get involved in these events as well.
Yeah, so the World Warrior event, you can actually use !World Warrior in the chat, and it'll give you a link to sign up for the league. And the way that it works, it's a series of regional qualifying events that get you points towards a top 8 final that the winner of that will then qualify for Capcom Cup. So you don't need to hope that you only win a CPT, or, you know, you could go back in time and travel to EVO and win that. You can qualify through the CPT World Warrior events, do well enough throughout the next 5, or actually I think there are 4 more after this. 4 more events over the next coming months. And then if you place in that top 8, you will qualify for the finals and then potentially win to qualify for Capcom Cup. So again, !World Warrior in the chat will give you a link, or right there, start.gg/CPT 2022-World Warrior. And again, that's for like basically every region that is going to be represented. So anywhere in the world you can qualify.
Yeah, anywhere
and,
in the... Go ahead.
Finally, we also have the Match Arena. If you use !Match Arena in the chat, it will give you a link to the wonderful Match Arena you see there. And that is a way to help incentivize these players to keep showing up, showing out, putting on their best effort to give you guys a great show, make sure that they're taken care of a little bit. You know, in an event like this, you don't pay a bracket entry fee, you don't have a prize pool put up by somebody else. It's put on by the community, and Match Arena has been nothing but a stalwart supporter of the FGC for the past like 3-4 years now, just really holding it on their back, and especially through the pandemic. So please use those codes, donate a little bit if you can, share it with everybody, make sure that those codes are used up, and everybody knows that they can contribute through this.
Yeah, loving the Match Arena, and I love that you were able to talk about it too, because the Akuma was on the screen. 2 fellow Akuma mains here, two Akumas, 1 tournament, and there's a reason why the 2 Akumas aren't in the bracket. But some of the heaviest hitters from the West Coast are going to be represented in the bracket. TSM, Chris CCH, freshly sponsored after EVO, had a fantastic deep run into that tournament. Sadly fell a little bit short, but not falling short today to fight against Mata Oha, which means that we have a potential Luke versus, you know, Boxer matchup. Going to be pretty potent. You know, you need Luke, but also a Seth and a Sakura in the pocket for Chris CCH. And on the other side of the docket, Filipino Man versus JB, the Hamburglar himself. Loving it, making rounds disappear like burgers on a Tuesday, and I'll pay you Wednesday for a burger today. But Filipino Man, you know, proponent of the cheat box, is going to be playing on the Rose. A couple other characters as well. That's our winner side. But take me over to the loser side, Mistopheles.
So before we do get down to the loser's side, I do want to offer an amendment. Unfortunately, Filipino Man cannot make it tonight for whatever reason. Hopefully everything's okay, but he cannot make it to the bracket, so he will be DQ'd, meaning JB moves on to winners finals. On the loser's side, however, we have none other than Jot versus Nephew, likely going to be Minot versus Colleen, maybe a Luke on Nephew's side. You know, depends what he's feeling. And then Luigi, who I think I am most excited to see come back. I always have loved the way that he has just really just catapulted his play style and the level that he can play at over the past couple years during the pandemic versus Sevele. And one of the things that I think is most exciting about Sevele, he actually took out Samurai in bracket.
Ooh,
he beat like arguably the best Shoto in North America. And that's something kind of Sevele's known for. He has this really shoot from the hip, fast and loose play style that can really catch people off guard, even some of the best, most composed players. So watching Luigi versus him, I think is going to be super exciting. But all around, our top 8 bracket is very, very high.
Yeah, one of the leaders of the walk and block and the patient play style, playing the block, is one of Samurai's creeds. And I mean, Samurai in a pretty comfortable position, you know, literally playing gatekeeper. Doesn't have to enter the World Warrior Series because he has already qualified for the Capcom Pro Tour through the West Coast CPT event. Those points mean nothing. It's kind of like a Travis Styles situation because Travis Styles is just racking up points. Currently has 100 for his region, but it doesn't matter. So whoever gets 9th gets blessed a ticket to that top 8 for the regional. But we're going to get into the regional action here, some regional rivalries as well to go on display. Chris CCH is definitely the front runner to take it all, you know, incredibly close to himself and going to have to duke it out. Glove on glove violence right here. Boxer versus Luke.
Yeah, we are getting ready to get into it here. The second edition of the WNF World Warrior event. And right off the bat,
Chris CCH wins right there in the top. We absolutely love it. I can't believe it. I'm a prophet. Already had the graphic ready. Sorry, guys. The script. Put it away.
Yes, hide it. No, they can't know. They can't know that this has already been pre-recorded 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, oh man. Sorry, Mustafa. We're gonna have to run that back, just like we're gonna run back this corner pressure right here.
Oh my god, look at the stun racking up already. And he's trying, and there it is, the EX flash knuckle, more than enough to do it. And Chris CCH takes that first round in pretty convincing fashion, only about 15-20 seconds. And he's the favorite, right? You know, he's been proving time and time again, whether it's Wednesday Night Fights or in this World Warrior event, that he is the guy on the West Coast, and he's playing the best character in the game.
Yeah, definitely want the right tools to get the job done. And even though it is one round, you have to remember, for the World Warrior Series, this operates in a very similar fashion to the Capcom Pro Tour. Every single top 8 match is going to be 3 out of 5. So you may go down 2-0, but you can definitely make a reverse sweep happen, which can happen more often than not. You got to keep yourself composed in the volatile game of Street Fighter V. But now stuck in the corner, Chris CCH has to find his way to escape here. Feeling comfortable, though.
Yeah, Mate Oha. Okay, there's the activation back from Chris CCH. But Mate Oha is still in a pretty prime position. He's got such a significant leg lead here. It'll be really tough for Chris to try and surmount it. I have to imagine maybe he'll just try and, you know, gain some meter and not be too hurt if he actually loses this round. Because then it's tied up 1-1 and he's going into it. Oh man, he's not out of it yet. And Luke is a character you can never count out. The damage output is always just one hit confirm away from potentially ending a round.
Yeah, because that's what we're looking for right now. With that gray health that is available, has the full critical art, one correct touch will just finish off the game. Gets a full charge, and that jump back jab was so smart to get the whip punish right there. But you said exactly what happened, Chris. CCA, you know, lasted throughout that entire round, and because we didn't spend a critical art or any resource, full stick of butter to work with right now. We are already finished.
Yes, using the EX overhead there to extend it, put him all the way forward. Big crush counter here. There's the level 2 flash knuckle. And look at the stun already. We're looking at 90%, and he's just trying to cage him and not let him get out of there. Keeping the stun rack up, and finally, the EX dash straight coming from Mate Oha to build a little bit of space and help that stun dissipate.
You got to be able to build that time, and you know, Chris CCH was putting himself in these negative situations to try to continue the pressure, but Mate Oha excellently navigating that corner position, but getting pushed right back. No real estate for you. Real estate for the side of Chris CCH, and the hit confirmed to follow up. Buffer City population you. Mate Oha losing the first game to TSM Chris CCH.
Yeah, and you know, seeing a situation like that, that's kind of how it goes at this level, right? You know, you'll see a back and forth. And potentially, you know, you might think that some momentum tends to swing in somebody else's favor, but when players of this caliber are fighting one another, there's so much information being garnered and shared between them that it can, like, even a slight swing of momentum can really easily pendulum back the other way. And Chris took that last game very convincingly.
Yeah, it's not like this is the first time they played. I know that these players in particular have played against each other for years. Not particularly offline in a WNF setting, but as soon as we hit the online era, that's when Seattle really showed up strong. And Chris CCH got to represent their skills against the likes of Mataoha and the others in the side of SoCal, because this isn't only SoCal, even though that's where we're harbored. This is the West Coast in its entirety, so get to see a lot of different representation. And wow, again, reeled back like a Looney Tunes character, just knocks him right in the dome piece.
No hit confirm on the board. We're gonna be able to close it out there off of the EX dash straight cancel on the V skill. Mataoha, I think it was actually like maybe more important than people realize that he closed out that round, because having that kind of life lead, if Chris would have been able to keep the momentum on his side and just kind of steamroll, that can feel really defeating and also just very mentally taxing. But very important round win for Mataoha there. Hopefully he can tie this up.
I love how you make the statement of playing against Luke being mentally taxing. First time, that's a breaking headline right there.
Never been talked about.
Never before seen news, and never before seen pressure right here, trying to escape. Mataoha, again, dealing with that stun meter excellently, knowing the exact time to try to bust out. But, you know, even though you've tried to bust out at this point, this is so much damage to follow up. You can't take the throw. Challenging excellently right there on the little walk forward.
There's the frame kill on the forward throw, and now Chris CCH is just in a really prime spot. Woo! And just like that micro delay, that little bit of hesitation from Mataoha spoke volumes of Chris CCH. He's able to take that round, and now he's looking to go up 2-0 here in the first match on winner's side.
That's where you want to be, especially as Chris CCH, because if you get to that 2-0 lead, then you have the flexibility if you want to adjust off Luke to throw off the tempo of your opponent. You have the Sat, you have the Sakura, a lot of character diversity. Also an 11 in the bank. I know that he played 11 to try to get the Grand Master, which is pretty interesting. And right now, a huge exception doesn't opt for the charge.
Damage!
Yeah, it doesn't even need the extra, just frame to get all the damage. And, he just deserves it.
No, yeah, he's earned it, you're right. His legacy stands in the Street Fighter series. He's earned it. Look at all this chip damage. Mataoha forced to actually spend a lot of that V gauge to just get himself out of the corner, trying to let the stun go down, and just V-reversing right in his face. Chris playing this to a T, very surgical, and that desperation moment there right at the end for Mataoha did not pay off, and now he's looking at 2-0. I think he needs to try and just take a moment to recompose himself, maybe go back to character select, not change characters. Balrog is a fine pick and that's his mainstay, but just try and slow it down a little bit maybe, but we'll see.
I mean, the thing that's really hard too is every time Mataoha has tried to put on the pressure, Chris CCH has been excellent about utilizing the V gauge. Yes. Double V reversal on the V trigger utilization, so anytime that momentum or a swing would come back from the V trigger activation on the side of Mataoha, Chris CCH already needed to save the resources at that lead. He felt so good. These forward advancing normals have been the tell of the tape, because every single time Mataoha tries to get whip punish and tries to check movement forward, it's just getting constantly socked.
Yeah, that's the best benefit. You called it right off that stand. You have the screens to reach half screen. The blocked overhead, here's the activation point back past the mid-screen point. But the mediums, the target combo, it's just everything comboed together. Chris CCH showing why he is just a purebred pedigree and a just absolute consummate professional in the fighting game realm.
Yeah, and I love that too. That little shimmy that got snuck in there at the very end, was holding on to it for the longest time. And, playing excellent at zone zeros. And we haven't even seen that utilization of the sandblaster at all in this matchup, really, because Balrog can navigate it around it pretty well, but, maybe that's a tempo change that we'd like to see. And now the tempo is completely in Chris CCH's favor. Getting into the corner first.
Look at the damage.
Still two. Explode. Oh, no.
A cool 350 damage. Stun is at 90%. Forced to be reversal there. And now if he does get a V trigger, it's going to be when he's got maybe 30% life left. This is a very tough sell. Look at all the meter on Chris CCH's side. Trying to poke back, Mataoha taking space back, and now he's making me alert. Is he going to be able to close this one out, or will Chris CCH steal it?
I mean, you are one hit confirm away from losing. I can expect should be coming out, and yeah, that is a wrap. Chris CCH with the 3-0 victory. Incredibly convincing. Doesn't matter that Mataoha cashed out on those 2 bars in that situation. Cashed out straight into the loser's bracket, all right? He doubled on an 11 and the dealer hit blackjack. That's just what sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens.
Them's the break, kids. Now, Mataoha is one of the best Balrogs in the country. He competes with the best in Wednesday night fights every week, so it's not like he can't come back from this, but that last round especially was tough, so I hope he can take a moment to, you know, move past it. You know, right? You can't dwell on losses like that too much, but when the time comes that you might have to fight Chris CCH again, you know, try to formulate a strategy and just think critically about what it was that went wrong. But nevertheless, great stuff to Chris, showing why, you know, he's the favorite, why he won the first one, why he qualified for CPT last year. You know, he's one of the best.
Exactly. You know, that qualification is no joke. Obviously qualifying against some of the best in the world for Red Bull Kumite as well, and running a tear through that tournament. And Mataoha is going to have to compose himself because there are a lot of points on the line, and currently Mataoha only has 1 point. And so including this event, there are 4 more left, but we only go until November for the World Warrior Series to see exactly how we perform. So he's at least going to get 20 points today with 7th place. But to catch up to those who have 50 at the top of the charts, you want to get as high as you possibly can, because top 8 is going to be the ones to qualify. And right now he is currently outside of that, but he's going to get a lot closer after this weekend, especially with Filipino Man sitting on the top with 50 points, not going to be able to get much more. So he can't exactly pass Anton, but he can catch up.
Yeah, I think Filipino Man sitting out, and even Prototype. I don't think Prototype made top 16.
Nope.
And you know, no Danny Pham this week. So the standings are going to shake up quite a bit. And again, Mataoha making that top 8 is going to really help try and solidify his spot moving forward, hopefully to qualify for that top 8 finals. But nevertheless, we are getting ready to move on to our next match, and coming up next. Oh wait, actually, I guess we're gonna go down to losers, right? Because JV qualifies automatically. Again, no Filipino Man. So, assuming we go to the top part of losers, it will be Jot versus Nephew. Again, likely Minot versus Colleen, I would guess. I don't think Luke is. I think Luke would struggle quite a bit in that match.
Yeah, looks like Luke on the screen right now, and I don't think those two words go together that much. Luke and struggling in a matchup. I got to see a lot of Luke versus Minot in my fair share of CPT, and I don't think that's how that matchup goes. It is a little bit difficult, but if Luke gets in, we're not going to see Luke because Colleen is on the screen 100% of the way. So absolutely, that Colleen has a lot of ways to navigate this matchup, and we've seen great success from the character, even after the nerfs. I mean, Kawano, that young kid, he sure did get the job done.
I'll tell you what, no matter how they try and nerf it, V-Trigger 2 at its core is just going to be busted. Right now, Jot does not care. The big crouch fears keeping him out, and has a pretty significant life lead here, but the party does not start until those 2 bars are red.
Yeah, I mean, get yourself at the deficit. This is the exact position Nephew wants to be in, minus the stun. One more touch will do it. Try to go for a shimmy there, but Nephew not biting.
Okay, that stun is racking up. Gonna be able to kill here. Will have to spend meter, I believe. Oh, actually, no. Okay, yeah, luckily with the use of E-Skill 2, able to get a little bit of extra damage there, save the meter, and now almost sitting at a full critical art is Jot going into this second round. It would be very important against a player like Nephew to take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and I love to see Jot perform in this way, because obviously you have the heavy hitters from the West Coast that everyone like typically will see, like Filipino Man is stable for the longest time, and then you have your Chris CCH, the new and up-and-comer. But Jot is a killer, and that's the thing I love about the West Coast. We have all these killers that everyone doesn't put the respect on, and they just start obliterating. But getting obliterated in this second game, Nephew turned it on, but this is where the robbery can begin. We call JB the Hamburglar, but we might get a steal right here.
It is important to remember, though, Colleen is thick with 3 Cs. She's got a ton of life. She's not going to go down easy. It's going to take a million resets to close that out. But Jot is trying. He's still got a ton of bar to work with here. Any hit confirmed. But Nephew was not going to let it happen. That long reach from the stand jab when she's in V-Trigger 2. Able to punish a lot of things, otherwise maybe they couldn't.
I think it's because the winter close. She's staying cool under pressure, and that's Nephew to a T right there. Cool under pressure, but Jot getting the screen real estate once again, but not able to get the anti-airs here because of the jump arc adjustment from the side of Nephew. You got to be a little bit more patient there to try to go for that, because now Nephew's the one to control Frame Cap City. Oh no, just goes for the EX. Let's see here. Yes, love the extension. Jot escaping really well.
Yeah, very important for him to get out of the corner there. You don't want to let Colleen just control that space and cage you in. But Jot is still in a tough spot here. Even with that kind of life lead, Colleen is able to control space so effectively with her movement, and again, the extended normal. And now just like that, it is close to getting tied up here. He is one mix-up away from actually losing the life lead.
Yeah, gotta hold that. Yep, again, just take the throw, but you don't have a lot of more throws in the tank. Raw activation, not able to get punished. First orb connects. Great block so far from the side of Nephew. Trying to reset neutral, trying to escape the orbs. Only one more on deck from the side of Jot. Uses the last SFV trigger to circumvent neutral. What a great jump in.
Godlike. Nephew with the expert movement. And that right there is what separates good players from great players. You watch people like Nemo, like Nephew, like Punk, these players that just sit atop this pedestal, if they can escape situations, if they can escape the mix-ups, escape the V-trigger activation, that's how they control and win rounds. That's how you don't have to worry about V-trigger in the same regard. And if you can't do that, you're not going to hang with them. Nephew's showing that he is absolutely capable of dealing with the best.
Love that from you. I was so ready for you to just continue to say end names for players. I
didn't even think about it.
I was like, if he's gonna say Nuki right afterwards, he's a genius. But right now, the player genius on the screen, the boy genius, Nephew, fighting back as best as he can. And this corner gets stolen from Josh. Love to see that. And now entering appropriately. That little bit of a walk back was good, but you gotta walk yourself back on this pressure.
Okay, yes, the delayed backdash there just to get out of the mix-up potential. But the activation into the EX command grab. Look at the damage, and she gets Oki the mix-up. I think he can not quite kill, but you gotta hold this. Yeah. And now he's trying to fend for his life.
Yeah, and it's the walk and block from the side of Nephew, trying to stay away, giving up that screen position, of course. But now Jot in terrible straits, because even if you get the hit confirmed in the critical bar, you don't kill. Oh, through! That was so clean! So much damage. I might have been wrong. You might actually just be dead here.
No. This scales way too much. This is... And she didn't get Oki off this, but he's not going to have V-trigger.
It's so close. Oh, man. And you have V-reversal here too, and V-shift available, so you have an opportunity to try to get Pixel into green both sides. And the check from Jot. You got to try to walk forward at once, because Nephew runs at the deficit there. 13.
Yeah.
Played it a little bit slower.
Yeah, very, very stressful, but, that's kind of just how it falls sometimes. You can't really dwell on a loss like that too much. It could have gone either way, so just go into the next round and, try and take it in your favor. And right now, he is controlling things well. Push past the screen towards the other side of the corner is Jot, and fighting back. You're really utilizing that slide well, and there's the back throw, and now he is in pole position.
Really good about this, trying to even up the score here. Shimmy, again, no bites inside of Nephew. He's not hungry. Dinner's already been served. Trying to fight back once again. Healing well. No anti-air on the jump. It was an odd angle, so now Nephew got to utilize the feature as much as possible. Skating right on it.
Hits him with the 1-2 step. There's another one for your trouble. The back throw this time. Doesn't bite, doesn't get frame trapped, and able to actually wall him out here with his normal. Oh! The reaction with the V-skill. Do I see you, Jot?
Very good from the side of Jot. Now the trap is laid. You're stuck between a ball and a hard place, and the corner is getting ever closer. One throw will do it, and Nephew's got to have all cylinders fired right now, because Ice Cold Nerves is necessary to close this out and even up the rounds. The chase down once again, trying to get the stagger pressure, and now Jot got the activation. That is huge.
Yeah, this is potentially game over. He can actually... Okay, I mean, one, I don't even know how he was supposed to block that anyways, but it was going to be almost a checkmate situation that was going to force him to activate. V-reversal is going to be chip eventually, right? But Jot doesn't even have to. Takes that game, and now we are tied at 1 apiece. And this is the real deal, folks. This is going down to the wire. It's not going to be an easy task for either player. Nephew is kind of put in a position here to try and figure out the defense, rather. Jot has really been showing this brick wall defense combined with this very calculated maneuver. Like the way he's moving around the screen is very calculated and understanding of approaching this matchup.
It's also the rotation of offensive options, which have been really good from Jot so far. It's keeping that game. Not fighting on a lot of the shimmies, but also taking most of the throws. So, I mean, you have to find that happy medium, because you're still going to die.
That is true, and look at this. This is 3 so far this round. There's another one 4. Nephew is recognizing that he's just holding down that. Not able to slide there or get the final punish. This back throw is huge. Oh, what a call out there with the crouch fierce. Another one not able to chase down, gets hit by the hail for his trouble.
Oh, that activation not able to get an extension there, and the setup was actually answered excellently. Double orb and the block from Nephew. We're talking about the defense on Jai. Nephew can deal it right back.
Okay. Oh man, that forward throw is huge. He does have to... Oh, is he dead?
Yep.
Wow, man, so much damage when she has access to EX bar and when she's in V-Trigger. Able to close it out there. Nephew going up around. Now Jot has all this meter to work with. How's he going to spend it?
I mean, potentially going to utilize the EX to keep that space, but right now feeling comfortable. Maybe cash out on one of the first hits so you can start building again. That's what I would typically expect. And again, throwing it on the ground right there to counter. Oh, wow, what a check jab right afterwards. That is what I like to see. And now just take the throw.
Yep, that's what it is, bro. You just take the throw, just take the throw. Oh, there's another one.
Follow the rules. Come on, follow the rules. Come on, you're doing so good. You're doing so good, Jot. Just hold this pressure. It's all right. Oh yeah, there we go.
Ooh, I like the sweep there. It's going to be safe off the recall. All right, but activation time is just about to happen for Nephew, and it's going to be an early activation too. He's going to build V-Trigger here pretty soon, most likely. All that pressure, plus frames off the big hail, and now you have to worry so much more about this because her movement is just frankly unreactable.
Yeah, but still has the orbs available to check right there, and that's exactly what we need. And again, unreactable movement we saw once again. Icicles come out, been blocking every single one, but now you are deader than dead. So good from the side of Josh. Critical Arc finish off. A little bit expensive. Sometimes you gotta cash out in order to make sure you get that round. One round aboard. One round apiece on the board, and now it is a one-round situation to decide who takes it.
And, you know, another thing to keep in mind, too, Jake, is sure that round win might have been kind of expensive, but Nephew only has a full bar on his side. It's not like he's facing this insurmountable wall of meter that means that Colleen gets a ton of damage off of the EX hands, or she gets to skate around with EX Vanity Step. It's relatively similar, and now it's almost, he's only down by maybe a bar.
Down by a bar, but not out. Again, Nephew, like, this is so back and forth in this match so far, and it really goes down to when the V-Trigger gets activated on both sides, and yes, Sicker than Sick continue to get locked down, even though Nephew has the V-Trigger, has been getting caught every single time he's forward, but gets hit right in the face and tries again.
Right, there's the forward throw again, where he's been getting so much mileage here, just knowing Jot is not going to counter hit, but he was going to die. Oh, he might be able to chip here before he goes meter. Oh, he's dead anyways. The reset drill kick, shades of Sim. Jot goes up 2-1 here in loser's side. Nephew has to dig deep. If he loses this, he's out.
Yeah, losing this and you're out in that 7th place, which is what you want to avoid. But we don't want to avoid the shout out to the esports arena. Thank you for the huge raid. 655 folks coming in to watch World Warrior. Again, we work with esports arena all the time to support WNF and even more offline. So give them a tune in too. Just couldn't do it without them, and we can't do it without these two players on the screen. Again, Jot at a lead, and I said you cannot sleep on this player. No matter how renowned Nephew is for being one of the training partners of Punk and really running rampant in the West Coast, the gap has been closing. You can see that from the side of Jot really showing strength, and maybe it's the Colleen nerfs, or maybe it's a little bit of a skill catch-up. But right now, catching up in this pressure. Nephew looking to stun on the next interaction. One more, yes.
Oh, he shimmied on him. My man got caught reaching. Nephew closing that out in very convincing fashion, reminding him who is friends with the Alpha. He's not the Alpha, but he is friends with the Alpha. And that comes with a certain amount of pedigree. You have to put some respect on his name. He's not dead yet.
Got caught reaching, got caught extrapolating. Didn't use actual peer-reviewed articles, used a Facebook post from a friend. Not getting the right data, but getting the right data right now, Nephew, figuring out this matchup in Game 4 that we have right here. Trying to take us to our first Game 5 of the day. Obviously, we have 3-0 in the first game. Man had to drop, but one of these players will drop out of the bracket shortly, and you really blocked that cross-up first time.
I got
represented. Yeah, that's why we're over here, not in the game, brother.
Oh man, just got finding the great. Oh, he's gonna be able to kill. Now, will he? Actually, he won't even have to spend super.
No, he should have spent the super. Won it? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Goes for the reset. Now, full stick of butter both sides. Set point for the side of Jot. We were talking about, resources being even before. It wasn't that bad, a 1-bar lead, but everything's even Stevens now.
Right, backing off here, letting him get a little bit of range. Oh no, you cannot do that, my friend. If you're gonna do that, you have to do something that, like, she has that like EX orb recall, that thing, that should have been the option. But, you know, we all get caught with our pants down sometimes. But just like that, he's taking a big 30% lead. And now Nephew here with V-Trigger ready, stocked and loaded. Is he gonna find the right way to activate here to level the playing field?
Right now, not really finding an opportunity. Every single walk and block situation has been answered, and there it is, getting through once again. Now in the corner, Icicle City, Population U. No, not actually going for a great escape from the side of Jot, based on the throw from Nephew, but no more V-Trigger. Has a lot of bar. One more hit confirm can make this happen.
Yeah, he does have to be very careful. His super is locked and loaded here, and he has to be careful of what he's sticking out because the reaction super will kill.
Yeah, but right back at you as well.
Oh, is he dead?
Yes!
He's godlike.
Completely correct. I can't believe it. The Prophet Mustafa taking us to a game 5 between those two. It's almost like he's played against Colleen before, but it's almost like he's gotten hit by that super as well. The way that he smelt it out, he's like, I shouldn't jump here. Proceeds to jump. You're probably wondering how I got here. Now, record scratches, just feeling real bad. Losing that 98 win streak on CFM, you hate to see it.
Brother. Now, here's the thing, right? Losing like that stings. But Jot, I think, can still come away from that feeling confident in the way that he's approaching. That was, more than anything, that was Nephew making the correct decision, not so much Jot screwing up. So I think he can still approach this with a similar game plan and maybe just tighten things up a little bit in the way that he's overextending. Oh, this is a great opportunity here. Big punish. And now again, we're looking at this maybe 30% life lead with that big crush counter.
Yeah, 30% life lead quickly evaporating. I actually, you know what? Dry ice makes that stuff sneaky, so evaporating in a different way. But back to dead even. This is the anti-air, and Jot with the huge sweep miss. Obviously was looking for an activation afterwards, just didn't have the right command station, and now back throw coming from Nephew, trying to get into a one-touch, you know, do or die situation. A little bit of E-trigger left, goes in for the full jump in. We saw that before in the last second. Air to air, jump back jab, Taylor's almost time, El Clasico. Uh-oh.
Nephew fighting for his life here as he gets back into the corner. And there, Jot not able to get the conversion. Still blocking. Okay, is he going to be able to kill? Not
just
quite
yet. Oh, how do you escape this? Maybe a parry, maybe try to counter, but no, goes for the run up the
Jot reaching far enough with that orb, and now he is on set point again. Will he be able to close it out here and eliminate Nephew from the tournament?
Yeah, and that was an amazing utilization of the block speed inside of the not to escape that back throw. Not being afraid to utilize movement. That's something you have to be. You have to be so hyperactive, especially escaping. That's another way to react to the dash forward. You know, you can just walk away or try to go for the whip. And in that situation, walking away was the answer. Now starting to run away with this. Jot stopping the walk forward of Nephew, and you can't go to the sky, you can't stay on the ground, and you cannot deal with me. It's looking so good, but now the party starts. V-Trigger is here too.
Alright, he's not gonna activate just yet. He's gonna put in probably the command, or not the command grab, the
oh, you're not even gonna get the
not even gonna get the chance.
That critical right there, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
He didn't just go into it. It would have been gamed. Maybe didn't see the situation. But gonna have another situation to figure this out. One more command grab will finish it off.
Oh,
no. So quick.
And that's a lot of damage. She is out though, but she's close to building up super. Now her super doesn't do a ton of damage. This is a great activation here from Jot. Just put him in a defensive situation where he doesn't get to dictate the pace quite the same way. And you have
here's
so
something
much
you
more
have to look at this. Critical Lord is on deck apparently
okay.
because at any point there, if Nephew even blocked, he was dead because of Jot. So Nephew tried to challenge with something, obviously got hit because he recognized the situation. It was just a little bit too late. So Jot over Nephew 3-2.
Yeah, really, I think the thing that I'm most impressed there with Jot, and you know, it should be expected from a player of this caliber, somebody that's in this position, top 8 in the World Warrior event. I think he's actually gotten top 8 at like CPT events before, like when they were online, is the confidence in his defense. Fighting a character like Colleen that has, you know, such a difficult to deal with V-Trigger. So I cry about it on Twitter all the time. I hate Colleen's V-Trigger too because it's so good, and I very much consider her the type of character where it's like, if she has V-Trigger, it sounds cliche, but she's not dead until she's dead. And what I mean is, even if you have her down to a sliver, if she has V-Trigger, you are one wrong guess away from losing the round. Jot never felt that way. He was so confident in his defense and so confident in his strategy, and it showed. 3-2 over Nephew.
Yeah, super good. Playing at that absolute zero, you know, coldness, you know, It's important to keep composed in those situations, and the composure was really what came out on top for Jot, because it was every single EX icicle was blocked in those situations. Just no fear. Like, yeah, go ahead, scream crap me, it's fine. I'm in the corner. You know, it's good. Why do you keep back throwing me out? I don't understand. But yeah, really good set for the side of Jot. Moving on in the losers bracket, of course, which means we're gonna get to see even more Monot, no more Colleen. But even more clean play to observe.
Yes. And coming up next on loser's side, we have, I think, the match I might be most excited for throughout the whole night, and that is Luigi versus Sevele. Just
Luigi time.
It's Luigi time.
Oh, yeah.
Just two very young, up-and-coming players, and two people that I think have really come into their own in the online era. Yes. You know, with a lot of people, you know, you've seen the Alex Myers, you've seen the Filipino Mans, you've seen the Frankies, the Miras, the Eli the Great, right? We've seen all them, but having this opportunity to showcase these players that are maybe otherwise can't get out to locals and show just how strong they are has been so important for, I think, the team as a whole. And now we're seeing them on one of the biggest stages here in World Warrior 2.
Yeah, I love it to see the Luigi brothers, and especially their story when they're playing. So yeah, I'm happy that Luigi gets to continue to shine, and you know, the opportunity to get to the Capcom Pro Tour and fight against the best in the world for one of the brothers, that feels really good. And Sevele, you know, playing a character we don't get to see as often. You know, there's not a lot of Lucio players, because anything you can do, I can do better with a lot of characters on the roster, but still has a lot of fire in the tank to fight back. Sevele fighting against Guile, still one of the best characters in the game, consistently through the lifespan of Street Fighter V.
Absolutely, that slide getting in here, and this is where Sevele thrives. Just this very shoot from the hip style and baiting out situations like that. He's so good at frustrating players. He plays, I genuinely won't call it random, because I think there's a method to his madness, but it's kind of like Hawaiian Shirt Man. Just a lot of buttons, very high APM to make you think like, okay, what's he doing next? What's he doing next? What's he doing next? And why would he do that? But in his head, it's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna do that. Why? It's gonna work.
I mean, we have the Abare style spin Abare.
Yeah.
And it's hard to deal with, because it's the same kind of mythos and ethos of you know, a Vega player, where it's like they're never gonna expect me to raw sweep at 98 seconds, and you see Sevele just slide 18 times in a row, but not able to deal with the upside down kick. Lights, camera, action. I didn't know Frank West was taking pictures.
You know, it looks so funny. Maybe it is actually called upside down kick, but that is 100% one of those moves that nobody knows what the actual name is, but everybody calls it the upside, and it has been that way since Street Fighter 2. Why he even has it, who knows? Just gravity defying, I guess. But
it's called reverse.
Okay. No, it's upside down kick. It's upside down kick.
I'm gonna call it RSK now.
RS? I kind of like that. That's
because
you're
taking a risk.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Ooh, Sevele here controlling space, keeping him caged. There's a walk up throw. But there is meter on the side of Luigi. So he's gonna bust out with EX. He's done it once already.
Yeah, tried to bust out twice before. Has a 50% flash hit rate. Yep, get off me with the booms, and so much gray health to be burned right there, and the overhead. Yup, so smart. At the end right there, Sevele on his way to get the first victory here, trying to move on his way to get even deeper into the top 8 bracket. The Lucia coming up strong, just not able to deal with the volatility that Sevele brings forward.
You know, I will say, on a matchup perspective, I think Lucia does pretty okay here. Because with her slide and the way that she can present fireballs, she doesn't win the fireball war against Guile, but she can fight it better than a lot of characters. And so that combined with Sevele's very offensive, aggressive style, unpredictable style, and just the damage output that she does now with the buffs that she's gotten to her V-trigger, it can be really tough for Guile to slow things down. And look at this! He's already frustrating him into another EX flash kick, and he's going to be able to close it out here, but this is a guess for game situation.
Yeah, super rough. Goes for the cheeky little reset right there. Now you have to be so cognizant of the shimmy. He's feeling good about throwing the booms here. Sweep activate, but connect, creating an even better situation. And now Sevele is the one on the ropes, getting chased down all the way, coast to coast, back to mid-screen, but now you're the one under pressure. And he was going to go for his own V-trigger slide activate, but it did not matter. Crush counter, crush dreams. Luigi, you are in the wrong castle at the moment.
Okay, he tried going for it again. He got a lot of mileage off the ground start jump in over the Sonic Boom, but Luigi was ready for it this time. But look at this damage already in the corner carry. Put in there, not able to anti-air. He got out of the corner, but is it going to matter?
Not mattering just yet. Looking excellent in this neutral. Luigi trying to create space and be at that money spot where the slide doesn't connect and you can get those sweet anti-airs, but just cannot, hold that position confidently right now against Seville.
Seville here trying to find the right place here to approach the Sonic Boom. And just like we were talking about, yes, find the right sweet spot where the slide either isn't going to connect or he's going to be able to punish it, but Seville doesn't care. He's going to... Oh, the correction on the flash kick. All right, there it is. Trying to roll him out with the boom, and he falls right on top. It's a great spot for Luigi to find himself in. The activation is there from Seville, but is he actually going to be able to utilize it? Oh, actually, that's just regular uppercut. It's kind of similar to Akuma's. Gets access to that invincible uppercut. Double axe hand. It doesn't matter. Seville take another round here, goes up 2-0 over Luigi.
The thing that was really rough about that, too, is Luigi had all the trigger.
Yes.
All the V-bar to utilize for maybe a V-shift, a V-reversal, and even the critical art as well. So you get one gray life situation after you burn all that gray health. Critical art kills there. Seville didn't have the V-bar on his own, so just did not spend it in that fashion. And now Seville, off to the races with the winning so far. One game away from going 3-0. Maybe going to give us our second donut of the night. All right, I can't have sugar this game. This is bad.
Get indigestion. All right, there's a big crush counter here into the B skill. Ooh, actually goes for reset. Doesn't finish the full combo or partial combo. All right, now we're back to this full screen fireball war and not able to punish that. That was a safe slide. Gets the guile kick. All right, there, back to this full screen slide right under it, though. Doesn't have to deal with the enhanced boom.
Yeah, the way that Seville is navigating against these booms and spacing the slide excellently is so good. And it's, you know what? Yeah, get off me. I got my own reversal. We're going to get V-trigger activation here, and it's time to party. Let's see if we get another reset situation on this hit, because that's where Seville has really been shining to continue this momentum.
All right, slides are able to get out of the corner, but look at this damage. It's so huge in V-trigger. Okay, gets Oki off this, still chasing him down there, chasing him down the backdash. Oh! Here, but does not get the fall. The shimmy, though, the 1-2 step, keep your hands to yourself. Seville on set point 3-0 over, frankly, somebody who I would think of as a shot at taking this tournament. Luigi, maybe a little out of practice at this kind of level.
Yeah, a little bit difficult to keep up with the pace that Seville is presenting, but Luigi fighting back feels good. But the booms are getting slid under every single time, and I know that Luigi has experience against this Lucia, but maybe you gotta change up utilizing your booms. What we saw that was successful in CPT recently is a heavy normal base game first before he started interlacing the booms, especially against something who can further than the neutral. And we're not seeing that right now from the side of Luigi, but about to see full V-trigger and has all the bar in the world. So any hit from Seville will actually pay off for the side of Luigi. Oh my goodness.
The overhead, but look at this. Trying to call out something there. Spends the last bit of bar, and now he does have to worry about chip here. But is he even going to get the spot? Oh my gosh, look at this aggression.
Yep, get off me.
Flash kick, send it. He just believed it wasn't even EX.
No, it wasn't EX, because as soon as he saw him in the sky, he said, we're going to the moon together, Seville. One way or another. And I love that decision because, hey, you know what? Live and die by your decision. I'm not going to let you 50-50 me. I'm going to 50-50 myself. And now stuck in another 50-50.
Oh, meaty on that crouching medium. Okay, this is going to get scaled pretty heavily here. He'll have a couple situations before he has to worry about actually being dead. This is a very dire spot for Luigi to be in here. Transition again. There's the activation.
Jab challenge out, and this is where we saw Luigi get a lot of momentum, but the drop right there is a massive slide again.
And another slide hits meaty, and Luigi falls. He is not the better brother today. Seville steps up 3-0, and he doesn't get the contest.
Man, looking like a kid in the 90s. Seville just keeps on slipping and sliding straight through this bracket. Extra ready to go. It's a hot summer afternoon, and it's only getting hotter as we progress through the years, and Lucia fired up to continue moving on. That slide goes crazy,
Oh,
and
yes.
the fact that, unlike Vega, you can make it a little bit safe from different ranges.
Mhm.
You know, Vega's obviously is the meme. It's like, wow, EX slide, even though you can't spend the bar because you just feel so good about it. That's what we saw there. So really good showing from Seville. Quick little Rio, happy little victory on display right here.
Yeah, I'm just super impressed with his game plan, his approach. You know, it can be really hard with a playstyle like that is very, very fast and loose, very shoot from the hip, very guerrilla war style. It can be hard for that to be sustainable at a high level throughout a bracket, but for him to believe in it and stick with it and overcome somebody like Luigi, who is not only a world-class player, but also playing one of the best defensive zoning characters in the game, and to overcome that matchup just really shows his dedication. He was one of the people who believed in Lucia since she came out. He has never deviated, and now that she's been buffed, it's paying off in spades.
Like, oh, you gave me more tools when I already felt good about
Word?
what I had. I felt good what I had about in the box, and you're like, here, have an upgrade, a flamethrower? Bet. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love getting more resources to utilize. So going into this next match, it's looking like it's going to be Mataoha coming up to bat in the loser side again, because Filipino Man was eliminated from the bracket. Double DQ, which means the losers bracket gets pretty interesting. So if you won that first round and you had Filipino Man on your side, your points are looking real good. Looking real good right now.
We absolutely take those. There is no honor in war. If your opponent doesn't show up to battle, you take those points.
That's
and
rough,
just
man.
One last time, I do want to remind everybody, if you use !Match Reno in the chat, it'll give you a link to the Match Arena where you can help boost the fight, because we are getting some spicy, fiery matches right now, and these players deserve to be rewarded for their hard effort.
Yeah, and on the other side of the losers bracket, it looks like Seville was not the one who was rewarded. You win your first match and you were gifted a Mataoha. And now again, this unrelenting pressure in the corner leads to unrelenting stuns. And Seville, not the side of Boxer, but, taking the name is what's happening. Yeah, so close, overhead whip. Party time.
Not like this. Okay, is Mateo going to be able to have the OS on deck? That's something you have to do at this level. You are going to put your opponent in a guess situation, but it doesn't matter. He's going to be able to kill without even spending any bar here. More than enough damage. And Seville, you hate to see it. The reverse perfect.
That's a lot of damage right there. Mataoha, I said, if you got a pixel in a dream, you can make it happen. It's the same rule as not Lucia. Same rule as Colleen that we talked about earlier. If the V trigger is there, you might be in for a jump scare. That was, you look away for a moment, the Boxer has broken your face, and everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the jaw.
Absolutely. Now this is looking like a rerun from the last time. There's this unrelenting pressure here in the corner, but we are pushed back to mid-screen, and that was so meaty, he actually wasn't even able to punish it. Really great awareness there from Mateo, but calls him out, Seville, putting him back to the corner here. He's got about 25% life left. Is he going to... Oh, I love that viewer. Very, very smart. Uh-oh.
I'm loving this extension on the side of Mataoha, coast to coast, corner to corner, but yeah, activating station. Very easy to finish that up right there. Mataoha fighting off a little bit more than you can chew. You know, when you're on that offensive run, you want to just continue and try to keep your opponent guessing, but got caught a little bit too overzealous there. One round apiece on the board. Will Seville taste his first piece of defeat in this match right now?
Down medium punch from Mataoha, checking the dash, putting Seville back in the corner here, and there's another dash check. We are seeing Mataoha start to dissect the game plan, and now knocking at the door. Force the EX reversal here, the EX activation, and now he gets clip blows. Oh no! Oh, he doesn't get the punish!
Yeah,
okay, this is a huge situation. It's still coming.
Yeah, I love that, using the V-shift to escape right there. And even though you took that little trade on the anti-air, you're more than happy to do that to escape the corner. And quick little punish, one more touch will do it. Maybe looking for a shimmy, backing off. Really excellent, charging the tap. So scared here, no whiffs allowed. Oh my goodness.
He's getting clear. He's got to watch his legs, and the unsafe slide, even on hit. Great awareness there from Mataoha to not hesitate to press, recognizing that it was punishable even from that range. He closes out what could have been a very hairy situation and stifling Seville just a little bit. We move on to the next game.
Moving on to the next game there, and Mataoha feeling really good about that one against Seville, because that pixel victory definitely changed the momentum.
Yes.
Seville had to make some quick adjustments here. And I actually was looking back into the bracket because I wanted to see Sevele's path to get to this top 8. Sevele was actually the one to defeat Samurai. Took him down 2-1 and fell to JB 2-0. So the Hamburglar was burgling. And Sevele was the one who sent Mira out of the bracket. So that was their run on the loser side to get here. So definitely no slouch, and it's that playstyle that we know from Sevele. Like you said, it's wild style that just can overrun some of the best players in the world. And getting overrun now, Mata Oha. It looked a lot like that first round in the first game, but this time closing it out, all right? We went to Wall Street and said, we're closing out. BBBY, get off my stocks.
Mata Oha responding back with EX dash straight. Sevele is getting so much mileage out of that stand medium punch as an anti-air. Really great to deal with a character like Boxer that has this wide hurt box any which way he approaches. Sevele, the stun is racking up again. He's got to make this countdown, and he's doing his best, but he gets punched right in the face, and now this is where it begins for Mata Oha.
Quick little reset of time, but takes advantage of his kingdom, but getting scooped up. One more touch in a dream. We saw this comeback happen before for Mata Oha. Not going to get the activation off of this, but has a little bit left, and that was such a good whiff punish. Full spacing. So smart. Sevele getting a game on the board, evening it up, and Mata Oha could not keep up with the pace this time. Fire's hot and ready.
Yeah, tying it up here, one game apiece. It's been interesting to see. Mata Oha seems to be doing best when he is responding in kind with his own aggression. He's not having this this reserved approach. He's fighting fire with fire here with chaos, and that's something the Boxer does well, right? You know, that's part of the reason why dash punch is such a strong move, because it suddenly puts up that stop sign in neutral. It clips you for a counter hit, and then you need 20% more damage into corner carry, right? So it's paid off well, but Sevele just seems to maybe have the better hand in it. So we'll see if Mata Oha can finally overcome that and actually even things out here. We'll see.
Yeah, like you said, I love that you said the you said the fire it up because no pun intended. And fire it up now, but burning a little too hot. Sevele getting racked open right there. I'm ready to actually change my background if Sevele wins to red, but right now
okay.
Nice hold. And even though you have that full resource on deck, still getting forced in the corner. How do you want to spend this meter? That's going to be the defining factor of this match. And that is like a great way to start. Yep.
that -2 into EX uppercut situation, the classic. Oh man, that dash under into the stand medium punch again. The stand medium punch comes out so much faster than it seems. There's the EX run, good damage here, taking a significant life lead and has control, pushing Mata Oha to the corner here. He has to hold all this pressure, and when is he going to find the time to activate this down? Yes, sir. Off the dash punch. All right, take him to the other corner. There's the mix-up. How are you going to block?
You gotta guess one more time. V-trigger is still available. Any whip and any check on the dash will get the job done. And dashing forward, Mata Oha, one game away from sending Sevele to the sewers, to the slums of the West Coast.
Gutter trash. That's a different Boxer, but it still applies.
Rat trash right there, man. All right, they'll eat anything. No one can stop me when the camera's off and I'm at the home bracket. Called garbage can, not garbage can, and I'm here to win.
Round 1.
Something Mata Oha, I think, has been doing exceptionally well here against Sevele is dealing with his dashes, right? Whether it comes in the movement is what makes Sevele so deadly. Like, he's really good at utilizing the slide, he's really good at utilizing the dash, and even the EX run. He's good at utilizing those things. And Mata Oha has done an exceptional job throughout this entire set of keeping those options in check. If even he's not necessarily always punishing him for it, he's dealing with it defensively so that he's not getting flipped. And I think it's kind of put a kibosh on what Sevele wants to do here. But man, V-trigger sure does equalize that.
Yep, likely has been evaporated. Now stuck in the corner one more time, but waking up, giving him a prayer, taking a page out of Idom's book to wake up with jab. And, waking up in this pressure situation. Yeah, didn't get the full confirm, but now you have to be so afraid. The slide coming out, and Mata Oha was one step ahead of the bread line.
Round 2.
And now we are looking at a 3-1 potential victory here from Mateoha. SFV is going to have to try and approach this a little bit differently. Maybe slow things down a little bit. There's that big crush counter. Just pushes him right into it. Shades of Dhalsim. But man, that EX dash punch after the jump medium. Really great awareness from Mateoha to take advantage of the big middle buttons here. But look at that, jumping right out of the corner. SFV does not care.
Yeah, doesn't care. Goes for another reset. Trying to get a little cheeky. Getting punished for it, but again, if you hit Mateoha one more time, gonna have the T-trigger on deck, where we've seen how explosive Mateoha gets there. Wonderful throw tech right there, not taking the throw, already picking up on the tendencies of SFV with a shimmy, finally connects, but no confirm. You need to make that happen. It's gonna be so much damage. I don't think critical are kills here, but it's gonna be a pixel and a dream, most likely. Oh my god, it might actually kill. Nah, no way.
No.
I got really excited there for a moment.
It's all good. Oh, he tried for the
you're dead.
Overhand. Yes, you are absolutely dead. Gonna be able to spend meter here to close it. Oh, no!
No!
Oh, man, this is tense, but the forward throw does it. Mateoha will take it over SFV, and that was loser side, so SFV gets to go to the fridge, get a snack, and try and eat his feelings.
Yeah, gotta eat the feelings away. After that one, SFV, has a great way to heat it up. Blue in the back because ice cold Mateoha came out on top. Didn't earn the red. I can change it at any point, but it's not going to be today because his run has ended for the day. Still a great showing from SFV.
Yes,
getting to that 5th place. Going to get a good amount of points for that position as well. And Mateoha making a great case, had that 1 point and is going to be climbing up the leaderboards. I'm almost certain that Mateoha will be breaking into that top 8 of the region. So for the next 3 times that he ends up playing, he's going to have a chance to clip 3 different clips to get 3 subs for himself. If you win all 3 clips, do you get a tier 3 sub for Fresh Cut? That would be amazing. And they've been doing an amazing job supporting the FGC and supporting WNF so far. So make sure you get those community clips in, submit them, get a free sub for the night, because there's been some excellent displays of skill. And if you want some excellent pieces of peripherals, you got to get to Hori. I'm trying to change my transitions up, and I caught myself doing the thing I didn't want to do. But the thing I do want to do, I did it again, is spend $10 on any fight stick. Actually, no, you get $10 off once you buy one of the fight stick alpha models from the 22nd to the 22nd while supplies last. And the t-shirts are crispy and clean.
Yeah, just make sure to support Hori. They are a wonderful partner, have been a wonderful partner of the FGC for basically 15 years now at this point. And they are helping support WNF here. They are offering you the opportunity to get a little bit of money off of a t-shirt purchase if you buy a fight stick. And just a reminder, they are working on pads, or I'm sorry, not pads, but sticks for the PS5. And you can use those for Street Fighter 6 when it comes out. So you want to get your hands on that stuff early. So go ahead and keep in mind, go to that URL and buy something ahead of time so that you don't run out. And you can get a little money off a shirt. Show them some support as they have supported us.
If you want to continue to support the Level Up live stream, you got to keep looking into this bracket and watching the wonderful action. 4 players remain. TSM, Chris CCH versus JB in the winner's side. Obviously, Jot versus Mateoha on the loser side. And our next match is going to actually be winners because we do not want to make the loser of the winner's side have to run it back to back. Chris CCH versus JB. Both of them have a Luke on deck. It was actually the one to end Chris CCH's reign of terror on WNF Online Edition for the longest time was JB with the Luke mirror.
Really?
So
I did not see that.
Yeah, it was a hot minute ago. I can't remember because my old man brain doesn't have enough storage, but it did remember the fact that Chris CCH was finally dethroned by the likes of the Hamburglar JB. But we might be seeing the Rashid. We've been seeing a lot of air, footsies, air neutral, V-skill 2 utilization.
He's a pretty good character.
Pretty good character. I think so. There's some birds that play him too in the world.
They might be okay.
They might be all right at the game. They're just a little good. And we've got even better matches coming up right now. And the Rashid is going to be there. Double 1 to get the job done versus V-skill 2 on the side of Chris CCH. So still utilizing that same option. I love it. As the game has been developing and as Luke has been getting more time, people have started shifting over to the V-skill 2, V-trigger 2. Even though the V-trigger 1 situation gives you a more consistent checkmate situation, V-skill 2 and the V-trigger 2 have a lot of great uses as well.
Well, yeah, I think the utility there, just the ability to cash out on damage in even a more just maximal way compared to V-Trigger 1 is so huge. And on top of that too, you know, utilizing V skill too, like the name of the game in Street Fighter V is either backdash on wake up or you deal with a strike throw mix up, right? And so if you have an option that is safe, cancelable into special moves, and blows up throws like that, it's so strong, and that's why they gave it to Luke, and Chris CCH recognized that early on. But what he is not recognizing is the correct way to get out of the corner here. JB, oh, but just like that, Chris CCH, you're just gonna back throw him, you're not gonna care. He can defend correctly. I spoke too soon. That low forward from Rashid reaches very, very far. JB takes the first round.
A little bit of a shimmy situation right there. Chris caught off guard, but has a lot of resources in the deck. And one of the strengths of Rashid is the ability to push you into the corner. Mad quick, but mad quick with the escape. Loving the EXTP.
Yeah, what a response there. He's got those young man reactions. Speaking of reactions, right back at you. I think that was just a full send, but that is something that Chris CCH will keep in mind. And I guess, you know, fighting JB, whether you watch him or fight him, you know that he is not one to resist spending EX bar. Oh man, what a, like the no shimmy shimmy. All right, he's got to worry about stun here. It is knocking at the door. He blocks the overhead.
Knocking at the door, knocking on the head. Trying to hit Chris CCH, and now stuck between V-Trigger, has to find a way to escape the corner. Rotech comes in clutch, blocks the cross-up, V-Shift. You just stay put the block in the V-Shift. Again, either decision will finish this off. If you get any gray health broken down here, it's not going to matter because JB just gets to the throw. And showing cracks on the armor of Chris CCH, you know, definitely considered one of the top dogs for the tournament. But JB has been running amok on the West Coast since he moved here many moons ago, many years ago. So JB consistently one of the strongest and, you know, making deep showings himself in the Capcom scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And representing a character that, weirdly enough, like with everybody talking about Luke and Dalsim and Poison, people seem to forget that Rashid is still ridiculous, and JB hasn't forgotten. He has stuck with this character tried and true ever since he came out, and has reminded everybody that this character is cheap, basically playing another game, and right now he is up one game over Chris CCH, who is absolutely the favorite to win here. So let's see if he can keep the momentum and move on to grand finals winner's side. But right now, Chris CCH does have a little bit of a life lead here. I really like the way JB is using that crouch short, such a staple of the Rashid offense, right? You know, the way you're going to control neutral, just chip away at it.
And the way he controls the screen as well has been immaculate, going from mid-screen to the corner with the EX, but Chris CCH fighting out now. You're dead.
He's dead.
No,
he dropped. Commentator's curse, not like this. That activation is sitting there waiting. There it is. Okay, no. I wonder if he meant to do that. Okay. This is a tough situation to deal with. You gotta watch out. He can react. Oh, he's dead. Speaking of reactions, the air to air though?
Air to air, my man rides with the wind, and JB stealing that win away. Chris CCH had it in the palm of his hands, but just a little bit of an execution error right there. So interesting to see, and again, not getting a hit confirm as well.
You talked about it, execution error right there. Again, biting him in the butt, and not really punished hugely for it, but more importantly, just it gives JB that opportunity to control space and push him to the corner, and there's a big punish. And now look at this. Stun is at 90%. He's got to worry about. There's the forced activation, so he can try and dissipate some of that stun, but he's still not in a great spot.
Yeah, not a lot of anti-airs on deck as well from the side of JB, but the defense from Chris CCH has been incredibly clean. Again, not finding any solid hits so far, still has the full V-trigger. And again, dash check every single time from the side of JB, but now you're stuck in the corner. This is so scary. Oh, same side.
He's not dead yet. He's looking for an activation. No activation off the sweep. He got baited. I think he's dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead, yeah. That last hit is going to do a grip where she doesn't have a ton of life. And yes, the haymaker right to the jaw puts Rashid into the ground. And now we are at one round apiece. Chris CCH needs this to tie this up and slow the roll of JB.
That's the future of Street Fighter right there, all right? He is going to get that damage, and he's going to earn it. And now, earning this escape from the corner, Chris CCH finding a way out.
It's so good. That counter hit confirm into the target combo is so strong from Chris CCH. All right, controlling space here with that sandblast. There it is again. But yes, the JB classic. Wake up, Tiger Knee EX, Eagle Spike. That's what it's called. Blocks the overhead. Chris CCH here fighting for his life. Forced to activate there.
Down Now in a situation where you can escape the corner, Chris CCH contesting here, charging up completely, plus frames, feeling good. Any hit confirm leads to a kill here. JB has to be so careful about walking forward. But again, 2 interactions, 2 sequences from the side of Chris will do it.
Bro, that is
not finding a way.
That is what is so strong about V-Trigger 2, right? You know, typically, if you want those kinds of conversions and follow-ups, you need to go for the harder execution. You need to go for the just frame cancels, right? So you get the proper juggles, you get the proper frame advantage. But with V-Trigger 2, you can treat it like Akuma's V-Trigger 2 or like Bison's V-Trigger 2, where you can just cancel into cancel. And having that opportunity to cancel off of the light flash knuckle into the heavy like that to just get that extra grip of damage is such a huge tool to utilize. And Chris CCH does it better than just about anybody.
Yeah, I can't believe it's not bombos available in the hands of Chris CCH when you switch over to the other V-Trigger. And, you know, making execution a little bit easier is incredibly important to staying consistent in matches. Now looking in this, you know, this zone 0, feeling so comfortable. I love watching Chris play at this range. Same thing with JB, though.
Oh, man, if he would have gotten the counter hit there off of that into the EX, it would have been so sick. He's close. JB here trying to fight back from a deficit, and we've seen Chris CCH now just slow this down, but this is a ton of damage. Oh, he actually got the side switch. I liked it. That was actually cheeky. Now, the life lead is just about tied up, and with that it is. And JB here sitting in a better position. There's the forced activation from Chris CCH off of the V-Trigger, and now it's activated early enough that actually taking this kind of damage, he won't get another V-Trigger.
Yeah, he's not going to have an opportunity to use the V-Trigger just yet. And now this is when it starts. You hit once, you are dead. So you have to be so careful here. JB knows that he can't move forward, knows that he can't contest if he's on plus and trying to find a way to walk out. And that stand fierce is so good.
Oh my god, what a throw tech. Oh man, this is so tense. Literally any low forward that connects is going to spell death. Tries to go for the auto shimmy with that V-skill 2. The silencer. Okay, there's the activation. No, that worked. He is dead. Chris CCH, yes, with those young man reactions. He's been training them for years now and pulling them out in the clutch when it matters most. Goes up around here to potentially take the lead here against JB.
That was a small boy big churn moment right there. Saw the flash and it was already over for JB. Absolutely love that. And now Chris CCH is starting to run away with that momentum here, just peppering JB in this neutral. Oh yeah, and now the dash checks as well. Yeah, calling him out.
And even though he didn't get much off that, it was just a poke, it just continues to make this lead, this life lead, ever increasing, and just makes it harder for JB to try and actually get the returns on it. And there's the activation, now it's even harder. How are you going to come up with this?
Yeah, now one touch away from lights out. Yep, you are deader than dead. Dash into the EX, get the chin checked. JB, one game away from going to the loser side.
Yeah.
Chris CCH showing why he is one of the favorites for the West Coast to get into that #1 spot for the regional and potentially take the whole thing to represent Samurai in the Capcom Pro Tour. Represent alongside Samurai, not representing Samurai.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
All right, we are into what could potentially be the last game here. JB is going to have to really, I think where he needs to take control back is in the scramble situation. That's where it seems Chris CCH is really getting most of the momentum and putting JB in a lot of these spots where it's tough to get the life lead back because Luke just hits so hard no matter when he touches you. Look at this, a buffer off a stand light kick into 280 damage.
He needs it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I don't know how to argue it anymore. And I'll take that trade any day. Chris CCH taking a hit from the tornado to get another 30% off of JB. Now any touch you're going to kill because you'll build that bar. Absolutely love to see that. Chris CCH just running rampant against JB right now. No burgling, only hamburgers. All right, my man is trying to eat dinner. Uh-oh.
Right there it is, that target combo. And now we are in what could potentially be the final moments here of this round. Chris CCH and the patience, he knows he doesn't have to overextend. Able to punish the landing frames there of the V skill. JB really put on the back foot here. He's gonna have to dig deep if he wants to steal this back from Chris.
Yeah, sometimes the best option is to do nothing. All right.
Yeah.
Fighting game players never realize that. Sometimes just standing still.
Hey, I paid $60. I'm gonna press buttons.
I mean, Chris CCH is playing on hitbox. He is always pressing buttons.
You're spitting. You're not wrong.
That's me, all right? I'm a masher, and it helps because if I'm always pressing buttons, I can contain myself. It's just I gotta press the movement ones. And right now, Chris CCH finding a way to close this out, really holding this corner position incredibly well, but getting jumped out. JB utilizing the options that Rashid has unique to him. Now trying to find a way to escape. Tornado gets touched, getting juggled.
Yeah, that's fine.
Better.
He barely took any damage there. He has defended V-Trigger 1 from Rashid so well time and time again. And that's what I think that's what's really been the end of JB here. Why he's been put in this situation where he's trying to make this comeback here. And literally he's dead. Yep, he is more than dead. Look at the damage. That is going to close it out. Chris CCH with the final punch sends JB down to the loser's bracket. I will see you again, my friend. You're going to have to work a little bit harder if you want the run back.
Yeah, Chris CCH feeling comfortable, feeling clean, you know, achieving the mission. I imagine if we tune into his stream, we'll get to hear that deep, sultry voice. Don't know where it came from. The Barry White. But talking some good about how he performed. And man, always love to watch Chris CCH play. The hit confirms are so strong. Knows the win conditions as well and executes them on them in a consistent way that you need to do at this level because, you know, one of the biggest gameplay strategies that JB had was utilizing the V-Trigger 1 and trying to get the mix-up, even on the cheeky cross-ups, even in the situations where he did get the hit, it never paid off for anything, and you can't have that happen, especially at the winner's final stage of things. So
no, you have to make those count, and that's something that, you know, Rashid, like, that's like his bread and butter, right? V-Trigger 1 is so good at control space, better than almost any other move in the game. It gives him access to this extremely heightened sense of movement. It gives him access to all this goofy jump arc, but Chris CCH was just 3 steps ahead. And something that I especially liked there right at the end, right? We had seen him time and time again check the forward movement from Rashid with jabs or with the medium punch in the target combo, right? But that time, he used stand roundhouse and got the crush counter. And that guaranteed him the kill. He brought it out when it mattered most. He recognized, he picked up on the patterns. You are going to try and get out of the corner. You're going to try and dash at me. And I am ready for it. You're not going to catch me sleeping.
Yeah, I had the
eyes wide open.
Eyes wide open, game wide shut. Moving on to the loser side. But we got a little bit of time to take before that because we absolutely have been having a great time so far, myself and Mr. Mistopheles. Yes. But we need some water. We got to re-up on everything as you re-up on your fight money to fight once again. You got to line your quarter up because we've got even more matches coming up. 4 more players still remain. And after this break, we're going to see who our reigning champion is going to be for this week of World Warrior. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Tell your friends because we've got even more matches to enjoy. See you soon.
See you soon.
Oh, he got him with the opening up. No,
He actually tried to EX Eagle Spike to stuff out the trigger.
He was like 3 for 3 on the overhead. That is death, yeah.
A little bit early. I was wondering if you'd go for a shatter here because you had the. No, actually, I'm looking at the wrong bar. I thought Marvello had the meter. I was like, yo, go for it. Why not? Definitely makes sense.
I mean, with how much these players are switching sides and how back and forth this is, they won't be able to kill. They had to get the reset, but Dende looking to kill. Look, seeing blood in the water. YRC stops the bleeding, though. Marvello getting the last low. Didn't bait the burst quite the way he wanted to.
Oh, no! Ran right into it. That is so unfortunate.
Oh, I think he was trying to bait on something earlier, but just kind of a misinput on top of that. Ooh.
I love the backdash there from Noodle, just recognizing what range he wants to be at. He doesn't need the anti-air if he can keep the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to deny kind of that grounded approach a bit more. Yeah, great DP on the thing. Oh, he gets the hit, though. And this is where White Gun is so dangerous. V-Reversal turns it around. He gets the hit, the reset, but no, the DP. I thought the chip damage killed, but no, he blocks the DP, is having absolutely none of that. And White Gun has got his revenge from winner's semifinal.
You got Deus Ex?
Oh, that's a grip. Needs the positive bonus because honestly, Water has plenty of resources to still make some sort of comeback.
Oh.
Can't be fly like that. You got to be careful, though.
I do like the instant dive to the ground just to call out the anti-air. Is Dende doing something?
He did it! He backdashed! That was a clone. It was a clone setup and still don't do. Wow, you just had to block.
We are back. I am Mr. Mistopheles, joined by Jake Ryan, and we still have more matches to go. We are not done yet. We've still got losers semifinals, losers finals, and ultimately grand finals. How's it going, everybody?
Happy to be here at the Capcom Pro Tour World Warrior 4 Level Up Live. Once again, we are coming at you from the West Coast with some of the best from the best coast. 4 players remain from this
I don't know about
8.
that. I'm from the mid-best, all right? Take it easy.
You're on thin ice here, just like Colleen earlier, but these players are not on thin ice unless you're on the loser side. Jot versus Matoa is what we're going to be seeing. And if you're just joining us, you can see how the rest of the bracket has played out. 3-0s across the board. In some situations, 3-1s and 3-2s represented. So every single match every single match outcome has been represented here. And we've only got a couple more to represent now. Obviously, Chris CCH sitting pretty in the grand finals. Winner's side has to wait for one of the challengers below. Jot, Mataoha, and JB. Out of those 3, who is your favorite to take it all the way?
I mean, I gotta be honest. I think Chris is, I think he's just a little bit in a step of ahead. I like using a character like Luke and the type of skill that he represents. I think it's everyone else is just kind of playing catch up. And I don't know that unless you are using a character that specifically beats Luke, I don't know if you're beating Chris CCH today. We'll see. It's certainly not impossible. I do also want to mention, you might have seen in the top 8 bracket that Filipino Man lost all of his matches with 0 wins. That's because he DQ'd. If you're getting here late, he could not show up tonight, unfortunately. Hopefully he'll be here for the next one, but there's no weird incidents with him. He just didn't show up. So we are getting ready to get into this. Again, it's going to be Mataoha versus Jot in losers semifinals.
Yeah, we'll see who can muster up the strength to catch up to the others. Mataoha versus Jot right here. Dang, I thought you were gonna laugh at that one.
I'm sorry. I was paying attention to what was going on the screen. I was seeing this ass beating.
Unbelievable.
Mataoha here just really putting in the work, and I do think that's something that can kind of happen, right? Seth finally getting their health nerfed after the Season 4 debut. Oh man, no punish there off of the EX spin kick. That is very, very minus. Just a little bit of a weird situation there for Mataoha to try and punish, but just like that, able to activate here, and I think he can close it out. Maybe not.
Just the last touch will do it. That's like a Demon Dan clip where the cat explodes at the very end.
Yeah, and for some reason Yipes is in the background.
Oh, dude, I love Yipes on Sagat's stage. That actually cracks me up every single time. I love those videos. If you haven't given him a shot, please give him a shot. But yeah, Seth's HP is hella low.
Great punish there for Jot with the down jab into the EX Hecatoncrates. Oh, but was not watching his cabeza. Mateoha putting him into the corner here, but the back throw does him justice. Jot in control here and trying to figure out the right opportunity to activate that V-trigger to that cheap 50-50 setup.
Oh man, but you know, the 50-50 setup might not even come in, and that's something that's you know, pretty unfortunate about these situations sometimes. Oh, but here it comes 50-50 guess per game. And I guessed right. V-shift right on out of there. Look at the gray health now. Any jab, anything will kill. You cannot make any mistakes from this point. It's so rough.
Yeah, and I think even with an optimal touch, he wouldn't be able to kill, but that -8 situation, Mateoha closes it out, takes the first game in a pretty quick fashion. Now, I have to wonder, will Jot stick with Seth? Obviously, that is a better draw than Minot. Minot gets washed in this matchup. It is very, very rough for her. I don't think Seth is a bad pick, but I have to wonder if maybe there's a little bit of rust on Jot's side.
I mean, committing to the Seth right here, obviously the confidence is there for the side of Jot, so I love to see what other characters they have on deck, but Seth has to be an answer for this matchup with how much they play each other. And it wasn't necessarily like a blow up in that first game. Like, it was close to getting around both times for Jot. It's just the V-trigger didn't get to shine the way we expected it to and shine. And now Mateoha has, you know, a big ask. Can you keep this momentum? Can you keep Jot's counter pick? Can you force them onto the Minot? I think that's where you see the mental breaking point, because breaking it down, not looking good for Jot so far in this set.
Crouching medium kick, gonna reach right over that center line and clip Jot, and now potentially gonna go down here 2-0 against Mateoha. That momentum is so huge for a boxer player. You know, you get to play this character that just controls space so well, both with dash punches, with that stand medium punch, and strong pokes, and then on top of that just has this relentless aggression that they have access to. Look at this already. You know, it's been 20 seconds and not even a single hit on Jot's side. There is the stun. Closes it out with the upper. Mateoha going up 2-0 in this losers semifinals match.
Speed run edition for the World Warrior. I know it's only 8 o'clock on the West Coast, and things are open pretty late, but we don't want to get a midnight snack. We're trying to get dinner at 9, and yeah, feeling good. Mateoha, 2 quick victories. That second game, it was full steam ahead, and we're not switching to Minot, so I feel like this set was explicitly prepared for this matchup, but Mateoha showing the difference right now of just how you can explode a low health character or a character without defensive options. Because I feel like Minot would be in an even worse position here. Because at least Seth can bust out, right?
Right. And on top of that, again, you know, the V-trigger is, I actually think, more potent than Minot's V-trigger. But right now, we saw Mateoha both had a defensive answer for it, and isn't even put in the position of having to deal with it again. Now, V-trigger is knocking at the door for Jot. Is it going to come? There is the opportunity, but will he find the right activation? And that has happened 2 or 3 times. Jot trying to represent the stand roundhouse, but Mateoha thinking 2 steps ahead and hitting with that jump medium punch that has that weird hurtbox interaction, so it's going to clip it.
So good in these corner situations like this. Picking out for Jot, just Mateoha sticking out the just, you know, you can't pass the medium punch, you can't pass my roundhouse, you are just beyond stuck. But Jot finding a way now in this neutral, corner to corner, coast to coast, trying to cook.
Yeah, okay, there's the forward throw. The stun is not there. I like this activation. Yes, you absolutely have to hold that, but not stunned. You do not look at the white life. There is that was honestly a tense situation, but what is important is that they got the round, they're able to close it out and carry this forward. Take that strategy, and on top of that, take the confidence knowing that you have a full stick of butter going into this, and you can put the onus of trying to close it out on Mateoha. You can take this situation that you put yourself in and feel a little more ready to fight.
Saving all that meter has already helped develop a life lead here for the side of Jot, but it was almost dead even in the air. Anti-airs coming in clutch so far. Mateoha now the one on the back burner, but wow, immediately changing up the pace.
Yes, and that's what Boxer does best, right? So able, whether he has meter, whether he has V-trigger, whatever it is, just really able to turn the tide there and shift the pressure onto the opponent. I love that he's been able to call it out multiple times. No, he dropped the super.
Yeah,
he
that's
dropped
right.
it.
Again, hey, we saw this before, previous weekend for CPT. It's just an expensive frame kill, next level. But Jot not feeling good about that one. One more touch on the side of Mataoha will lead the V-trigger. Might not even need it. You cannot make any more mistakes here. Nice block on the dash. No! You can't finish there. You had the touch, but the V-trigger was activated. The reversal works out in the wake of jab.
Press?
Yeah, I mean, hey, that press, it's a guess right there. It's a strike throw game, so take the 50-50. And guessing correctly. Could have got meatied, but was not represented. Very good stuff, Jot. Staying alive. BG is specialist here.
That is the name of the game right now for Jot. Staying alive. It's baby steps. One step forward, one in front of the other to make this comeback. It might be a slow process, but you can do it. And believing in yourself in the first start. And I sincerely hope they've bolstered a lot of confidence off of that last round. And you can see it already. Look at the way that they're approaching offense.
Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah. Full extension. And now the shimmies are coming out. Jot on pressure. We haven't been able to see Mataoha on the defensive. And this is where one of the weaknesses comes in from Balrog, because Jot just laid it down. It was an onslaught, a barrage, you will. And Jot would not stop.
All right, not able to get a punish there. Thought it was a little bit too far for the down jab, but that time it will reach the down jab into the XX Donkers. Get the forward throw. All right, fall up, and that's another punish. Don't get the knockdown this time, but the damage is what counts. Now you're sitting at a little bit of a life lead. That was supposed to be spin kick, no such luck. Oh no, whiff punish there. Man, a little bit of spaghetti between both players.
Yeah, but it's all right. We'll clean the plate no matter what. And while Mataoha has gotten one anti-air, he's been hesitant to try because we saw the axe kick in it right afterwards. And now the spin kick taking us straight to the corner. You have to guess once again, not taking the throw this time and paying the price. 2-2. We might get a reverse sweep here.
Potentially, and what did I say? It's about taking that confidence that you had, winning that close round. It could have easily been a 3-0 for Mataoha, but Jot closed it out, kept confident, kept composed, and he's been able to hold that momentum tight and bring it to him this far. And now, just like you said, he's potentially going to reverse sweep this. Can he carry it all the way home?
It's definitely a possibility here. Jot starting to run away with this, pushing to the corner once again, and Mataoha is the one at this defensive position where you have to try to escape. And it is no easy ask right here, but with punishes coming in clean, Jot with the perfect spacing.
Speaking of perfect spacing, something that I've noticed throughout this set, Jot has really adapted the range at which he wants to stand so that Mataoha isn't getting these dash punches for free. They're either getting punished or they're getting whiff punished. And, oh man, he jabs out of the pressure. Mataoha has the chance to get the party started here.
And I love that patience right there to get the meat jump, the meaty safe jump.
The meat jump.
We love the meat jump. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. Because I mean, technically the truth.
Sponsored by Arby's. We've got the meat jump.
Dude, we don't talk about Arby's meaty moment, okay? That was one of the best. That was one of the best lines I've ever heard Ultra David say. And I will not reference it, but I was the one who had to deliver the meaty moment after that, and I got crush countered. It was awful. But now these players are the ones who have to overcome everything, because Jot is on set point after Mataoha was taking him to the brink and taking him to the cleaners. Jot, my God.
No counter hit conversion. There is the activation from Mataoha. Now, is he going to be able to make this count? Now, I have to imagine Jot is going to look for either a V reversal here to deal with it or the activation to really make Mataoha suffer. And I think that's what's going to happen. He can potentially put him in a guess for game situation, a true 50-50, but right now he's falling apart. He has to stay strong in his defense. All right, there's the activation. What's it going to be?
I think even better than this, too, if you get enough gray health on the board, you have a critical art finish, and you're not even going to need to worry about the gray health, because the critical art finishes off the mix-up, the 50-50. Save the V reversals, because the V trigger will give you a guaranteed win. And Jot with the reverse sweep. Clean enough, Mataoha. Mataoha going to be leaving with a grip of points. They're going to have to get a new grip on the matchup, because Jot cleaned that up pretty convincingly. We were talking early in the set, hey, maybe the set is a little rusty.
Right.
Maybe it wasn't prepared.
Just had to warm up his hands.
That confidence was there. So Mata Oha going to be leaving with 30 points, 31 points in total now.
That helps.
Good about that bracket placement. Potentially getting into the top 8, but we'll be seeing that get updated a little bit later in the day.
Yes, and that means coming up next, we have JB versus Jot. Now, as we wait for the players to get in here, I want to remind you guys, if you use !World Warrior in the chat, this could be you. Next month, when we do the next one, this could be you in this top 8 spot. And again, what the World Warrior is, it's a series of regional events, separated by regions, that's all over the world. And you compete in these 5 events to try and earn points so that you guarantee yourself a spot in the top 8 finals. And if you win the top 8 finals, you are birthed a spot in the Capcom Cup finals. That means you don't have to rely on winning a CPT event. You don't have to fight the Punks, the Tokitos, the Daigos, whatever. You can win this, and you can place well enough in this so that you can actually qualify and get your shot at the share of the Capcom Cup prize. So again, go to that bracket at start.gg/CPT2022-World Warrior, or you can use !World Warrior in the chat to get the link too, and you can sign up that way.
Yeah, and if you want to sign straight into the competition, you got to go to Fresh Cut to compete with others on getting your clip represented, because the top 3 earn a sub here at Level Up Live. We saw the winners this week. I know that Nitro New York got one. Shout outs to Nitro.
Nice.
And a couple others also won this week for the number 1, 2, and 3 clips. So make sure that you get your clips ready and your Twitter fingers ready, because you might have the next viral hit that High Fight takes in, and use Fresh Cut to your advantage to do so as well.
And one last shout out, none other than Horror. You know them. They have been sponsoring the likes of Sako Noko for the better part of 10 years, and they produce some of the very best fighting game accessories that the FGC has ever seen. They have new sticks that they're working on for the PS5, and you can get that ready for Street Fighter 6 to come out. And if you go to that URL there, you can buy a stick and get $10 off any t-shirt with the purchase of a fight stick, and that is from August 22nd all the way to September 22nd, and it is while supplies last, so you want to get on that sooner than later so you don't miss out. And honestly, those designs are sick. That's something that I think the FGC has always done really well when it comes to apparel that is invested in the community and inspired by the community. It's always really, really cool artwork, and just a really interesting design philosophy, and these shirts are no slouch. It absolutely lives up to that pedigree. So make sure, again, go to that URL. You can buy yourself a fight stick, get ready for the PS5, and get $10 off any t-shirt purchase.
Round 1.
Yeah, $10 off. We want to save as much money as possible. We got to save our expectations here. We got to keep them reserved, because this can go either way. Jot versus JB, and Jot finally pulling out the loot.
Yeah, I have seen this. I believe I saw this. I want to say like the last Wednesday night fights that I watched. But it's not something that you see very often. But Luke is the kind of character, right, that if you want to play at a high level, basically everybody has a pocket Luke, and is relatively linear to learn. So it's, you get this high damage output, you get this strong neutral approach, and on top of that, some of the best anti-airs in the game, and you can take a game over the likes of JB, even if that's not your main character. This character is very, very strong.
I mean, everybody's got a pocket Cammy, everybody's got a pocket Luke now, so feeling good about this matchup. Jot pulling it out at the right moment. JB already lost to one Luke, might as well be another.
We'll see if he has something to say about that, but right now, Stun is knocking at the door. He's at a 50% life deficit, and Jot is just sitting pretty here, trying to control space, and just doing such a great job of keeping him boxed into the corner here, not letting him have any room to breathe. He's not quite dead yet, but the stun is right there. We're at 95%, and that will do it. This is the first game to Jot in convincing fashion. JB goes down.
That was absolutely disgusting. That mix-up was absolutely disgusting. I did not expect him to land same side, because it was right on JB's dome piece. That was too much.
That was a Street Fighter 4 mix-up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All All right, we're not going to see a character switch here. I'm just going right back into it. JB will do his best to try and fight this match with an adjustment to his approach, but right now it's not even mattering. That big crush counter, and even though it didn't lead to a combo, just look at the life difference from the pokes that he's been able to land. Stun again right there. A throw or a back throw will do it. Yep.
Had to try to challenge out of the corner there with the, with the jab, and DP gets answered, but you know, that's a trade we'll take to get rid of the V-trigger. Now stuck in the corner themselves. Jot trying to find a way to escape. Anti-air on deck, but the jab check. The carbon combo. Can you get a counter hit confirm on that? We'd love it. Oh! Get off.
EXDP, yes. And now there's been enough time. Okay, big counter hit. All right, now back throw will do it. RZ going to wake up with uppercut? Nope.
Come out, no
The
counter hit.
delay medium punch is gonna seal the deal for JB. And something I wanted to mention there, right? You know, Rashid's love to go for that wall cling mix-up, and after they quote unquote nerfed it in season 5, it took a lot of people a long time to really deal with it. But we are starting to see more and more now. People have fought the bird, people have fought JB, people have fought, you know, whomever that is using this character. They have a way of dealing with it. But right now, it doesn't even matter. Jot has this huge life, and JB is one that is trying to even it up.
Yeah, again, looking so strong in the corner, utilizing the stick throw pressure. Strike throw, but get off me. That's a way to escape. One more touch will do it. How do you avoid the V-trigger? Just takes the hit, and it's still going to be there for a moment.
Look at the damage.
Yeah, dissipated. Yep, that was so huge. And the whip throw, that was so clean from JB. Neutral jump to bait out the throw, and Jot, you know, getting the score evened up now. JB feeling good about that one. A lot of great defensive call-outs, offensive call-outs from the side.
Yeah. And especially for JB too, what I especially liked about that last sequence, he waited right until the very last second to neutral jump. Some people will have that in mind and do it way too early where it's obvious that, like, they can just block or anti-air, right? But he waited until the very last second, so the idea of a meaty throw was present for Jot. That's why he got caught reaching. And right now, JB just is in full control, sitting in the driver's seat, all gas, no brakes, and just puts him right back into the corner. Has a 50% life leak, and now the stun is dissipating. This is still a tough spot for Jot to be in.
Jot still, I would say Jot still has a huge opportunity to really bring this back because of the explosive damage that JB has been checking every move forward so well. But this is when the party can start for Luke. But again, the jab checks, Jot just cannot get momentum.
Oh man, he could have killed there, but this is still a great spot for JB to find himself in. Gets clipped there, but I still don't think he's sweating. He's got V-trigger locked and loaded. He's got V-shifts if that's what he wants to do. And now you really got to guess. All right, he EXDP's right through it, but I still don't see Jot taking this.
Well, here's the thing. Now if you block once, you're dead to critical art because of the chip. You're not going to build anything else. Oh, he didn't cancel there.
Obviously, he wants to save his meter, right? He wants to be greedy, but I think if the point comes where Jot has taken enough of a chunk of his life, he will absolutely do it. But you know, can he get a situation like that, right? You know, a checkmate where he makes him overextend, he can close out, he trusts his offense, and now we are looking at potentially 2-1 for JB, but he's got to close out this next round.
Really good about that too. Had a checkmate situation and a half, but felt comfortable on the offense. So that has to be a confidence booster here for JB, trying to get the run back against Chris CCH. You know what? This Luke warm-up might be just what he needs.
Right, swinging with those big medium buttons. There it is, the confirm into the EX launcher. All right, pushing him out now controlling more space, able to just really swing with those mediums just like that stun is not quite there yet. Able to tech the throw. Oh man, tries to go for the Chris CCH, but no such luck. Stun is still right there. It is not gone away yet. No DP.
Yeah, lack of the anti-air there was huge because now it is JP's time to shine, but target combo into the activation. You are super dead. Yep, has the critical art there.
Oh no!
That's the second whiff from Jot on the critical arts. You cannot be having that 0 for 2 at the moment because now the Hamburglar, he's here. You know what his mission is.
Now that is something that they tried to remedy in the most recent patch, but it still has to be height dependent. Look at this, there's the activation, and now the right mix-up and you're dead.
It doesn't
that
matter.
was so smart. That was so smart from Jot. Just take the hit, it's fine. You'll be able to kill him before the trade happens, and you know there's no reproach.
Yeah, expensive frame kill, not the best option right there for the side of Jot. Got to change up the timings just a little bit, but JB not letting him have any time to adjust. Lock down in the corner, playing that. I love that wonderful spacing he's having. He says, yeah, go ahead and whip. Press your low medium kick. I promise it's not going to be a bad idea. Oh, and the catch.
And that's a good chunk of damage. Baits it out. Not going to be able to get stunned here, but that does hurt. It is right there. It is pending and gets it with that low force. The tip of the toes will do it. JB goes up 2-1 over Jot. Jot really has to try and figure out a way to approach this a little bit differently so he can tie it up and ultimately take this. But I don't know if JB's going to let him.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this is what JB is known for, right? JB is known for not only the explosive aggression that we've seen, but pulling things from the brink of defeat as well. We call him the Hamburglar for a reason. My man is Robin. Okay, no thickness.
I like that. I like that. All right, there is the confirm, and Jesus Christ, another just huge chunk of damage. All right, forced to use the mixer there to gain a little bit of space, but Jot is taking advantage of these missteps. A little bit of overextension here from JB, lands him a stun. This isn't gonna be able to kill, but it's actually super close. Wait.
Nah, no
okay.
way.
He didn't. I think if he would have spent meter, he could have killed.
I think, yeah, the EX would have been close, and this is what we're talking about with JB now. You gave him an opportunity. He can definitely bring this back. You have to be so careful about using the V-trigger, though, because we've seen the EXDP to bust out twice so far, and not even getting the opportunity. Too much. Yeah, too much to think about.
It was going to be safe anyways. The sweep is going into an activation, but just a very, I mean, clearly a peculiar time. You know, JB wasn't ready for it, but that's something that he will have to think about going forward. Oh, what a call out there, and that is a nerf that Rashid has suffered later on. You know, his hurt box gets extended now on that EX whirlwind shot, so a lot of characters have ways to deal with it. And dealing with that dash, Jot has been doing such an exceptional job. There is the EX launcher, double dash, another one right in your face. Stun is there. I think he's dead.
Yeah, that was an explosive round. The scaling is going to be a lot here, but still with no, not enough to get DPing right out. Hamburglar's gonna burgle. It's looking good. Oh yeah, nice challenge right there. You had to. And up any jab, anything would have got. Yeah, you couldn't. That was a counter hit. So he was trying to find his own opportunity to activate, and there was no moment to do so. 2-2 on the board, going to the final game between these two. You know, super strong players, top of their class, and we're gonna see whose class is in session for the grand finals afterwards.
Oh, going back to character select, I don't know that.
I see Manat. I see Manat. Yeah, there she is.
Well, but Jot
that's
can't
true.
switch.
Jot can't switch. That's interesting. Maybe that's just a favorite character.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, I think
it's
it's just a favorite character. Interesting.
I don't think.
Does JB go Luke?
I don't
might
think
go
so.
Luke. He might. He saw the V trigger one wasn't working because of the EXDP. It is a possibility. We're gonna find out right now.
That is true.
Can't beat him, join him. Oh, no, staying on the Rashid. All right, can't beat him, beat him.
But he did switch to V trigger 2. V trigger 2.
So it was the V trigger.
Yeah. I think that's better, right? You get better damage more consistently, and you get more utility out of it because you don't have to worry about the EXDP in the same way. You know, that's not a catch-all for the approach. But man, look at this punch. Oh, he actually didn't get the enhanced version, so that could have been way more dire for JB. It kind of gets away with murder there. There's a punish.
And now this is where the party starts. Locking him down to the corner, controlling the space so well against Luke, knowing where you want to be, but the auto shimmy of the B skill 2, feeling good. But DP out, JB, no respect on defense. Loving it.
He's gotten clipped with a couple of those. He's not meeting with that 4th range. All right, there it is.
And the V trigger activation. Oh no!
Classic.
So fast. Too much to think about. Too much time on my hands. And yeah,
he was confident enough to DP there.
Hey, sometimes you got it. And oh man, the X trail. But yeah, you had to call that out. Can't afford to take no hit. No plus frames for you. I'm taking my turn. All right, hold on. No anti-air was huge. Ugh, mini shimmy.
And again, so safe too, right? You know, not overextending with any big button. The crowd's short. You're not going to get whiff punish, and it reaches super far. Just great awareness from JB to calculate what was the best decision in that situation, the safest approach to guarantee him the win. Tries to sweep there, no such luck. Fighting his way back to this mid-screen. Now the sandblasts come out. The stand medium kick comes out. He's jockeying for a position, trying to find the right range that maybe he can get a whiff punch or get out of the corner just like that.
The horse is definitely still in this race right now, but it's who maintains control that's going to decide this. Yeah, not really getting much off the sweep, but that's got to feel good that you are just constantly controlling and winning this spacing game again.
And I think that has been the adjustment. He's realized Jot was getting so much mileage out of swinging those big, medium normals. And now they're still some of the best in the game, but those buttons have been pretty significantly nerfed so that you can handle them a bit easier.
Now, this pressure sequence, yeah, that was such a smart V-shift right there, catching the recovery from the side of Jot. The awareness, we know that Chris CCH is the Luke Master, but Jot has some tricks in his sleeve as well. You got to be so aware, and now double counter hit, taking us not to final game, final round just yet. Throw tech was paramount, and now trying to escape the corner. JB, one situation away. Doesn't have the V-trigger as well. You got to earn this, and there is no earning that. Good check. Saw the EX flash and knew to immediately check, and now we're checking ourselves in to final game, final round between these two exemplary players.
Yes, sir. This is the real deal Holyfield, who is going to come out on top and make their way into grand finals here. JB trying to fight for his life, but again, that target combo getting so much mileage for Jot. They're taking the meaty situation. No confirm there off the medium punch. All right, there's the activation. What is JB going to do with it? He's going to get clipped for his troubles. Overextending a little bit. It is not your turn yet. I've got the best jab in the game.
You don't say. You don't say. He sure does. And again, that's the first time where JB, Jot tried to challenge once again in that situation to after the roll, but got punished this time. And again, every single time he sees the EX flash, he has been punishing so excellently. And now one touch will do it. Any hit confirm. Kills here. And what a check on the V-shift, but not able to get confirm afterwards because it was an awkward situation. That was the raw sweep, but the cross cut.
He was so ready. He believed. If that was if JB had calculated that a little bit differently, that might have been a safe jump. That could have so easily been the death of Jot, but he was convinced, he was confident, he knew that he could close out, he could trust his defense. And JB falls a little bit short, and Jot gets the opportunity to fight Chris CCH in grand finals.
Yeah, third place is still nothing to be upset about. So we'll be seeing JB in the rest of the World Warrior Series. Still 3 more brackets to enter, so we'll get to see even more Hamburglar, maybe pull out a Luke later. But one player left on the docket, and Jot has clawed his way through the losers bracket to make it here. Jot versus Chris CCH. Obviously, Chris CCH on the winner's side only has to win 3 games. Has been looking like the front runner the entire tournament, and we get to see the entire tournament breakdown right here. Obviously, Jot got a free pass to go past Filipino Man, but definitely earned the victories across the rest of the board. 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and reverse sweep to boot. So Jot, obviously one of the strongest players in the bracket, earning their way through. And now Chris CCH is the last hurdle. Can David beat Goliath, or will Goliath rewrite history?
It's going to be a tall order. And, something to mention, right? Chris CCH is very young. He's like barely 20 years old, and it's very evident that he still has a lot of experience to garner in the FGC. What comes to mind is the Midwest versus West Coast top 8, the exhibition, right? But something important to remember, even as young as he is, he has been on some of the world's biggest stages legitimately since he was like 14.
Oh yeah.
He was making top 8s and winning Red Bull Proving Grounds when they were first incepted, when Street Fighter V first came out. So he is not one to shy away from the pressure, and he is not one to not rise to the occasion. So there's a reason he's a favorite. There's a reason he's in winner's side. This is going to be a very, very tall hurdle for Jot to try and leap over.
Yeah, being a veteran, even though you're 20 years old.
Yeah, right?
Seems a little odd, but when you go through the entire lifespan of a game, it makes sense. I'm excited to see how Chris CCH, transforms his gameplay in Street Fighter 6. But now Street Fighter 5 is the only game we are concerned about now. Grand Finals here at World Warrior WNF edition for the West Coast. And 2 of the expected players to get here, obviously, showing what they've got. And Chris CCH is 3 games away from being that number 1 and solidifying a, firm first place in the bracket.
Yeah, he would have 100 points, and right now he is doing work to make sure that is the case. Getting a big chunk of damage here. Here is the activation, and now what is it going to be now? He does have a ton of experience defending against this. He is also a Seth player. He mained that character for a long time, especially at its release when they were much, much stronger, and so he has experience dealing with this, and we saw that right there. He didn't even V-shift. He didn't even V-reversal. He knew how to block it. He knew how to deal with it, and it's not over yet, but it is looking like a great situation. There it is. I spoke too soon.
Literally, yeah, that's the commentator's curse in the best way right there. It really isn't over until it is. My God, that really happened. Wow, Luke.
Dude, the max range confirm off the low forward, such a strong tool there. I really like that. Gonna get the side switch? Yes, yes. Put him back in the corner here. You get the meaty stand light kick. Saw that the crouch medium kick was not on hit, so just saved it.
Yeah, and I like to switch back to V-Trigger 1 here, you know, obviously making adjustments throughout the bracket depending on the matchup, what you want to do, V-Skill and V-Trigger 1, so no suppressor for auto shimmies. And yeah, great DP, but again, you have to look for this. Any low forward that connects on the side of ChrisCH will kill, but now lights out and one more touch in the corner. Are you going to get cracked open? Not able to get the confirm afterwards. That is rough. Plus frames.
No! He bet it all. Now, that is something he does. Obviously, oh yeah, he's actually, I don't think he's going to have to spend, oh, he is going to spend super. I think maybe he could have gotten away with not spending super, but you don't want to give the player like ChrisCH a chance. Now, I have to say, we saw that DP right there at the end, that light DP. That is something ChrisCH does. He is, honestly, it reminds me a lot of Samurai, and I think maybe he's taken some inspiration from a player like that, you know? Having these moments where it's about sending a message, it's about inflicting mental damage. Had that worked, that would have been a very dire situation for Jot to find himself in. It didn't, and Jot was able to recover, but look at this situation already.
Yeah, guard break in this situation, especially when they're coming from losers, is so huge. You gotta make them second guess themselves in every situation. And Chris is just continuing to win every single situation in this neutral, and you've got to be able to defend here. Nobody mixes me on my own character. Oh, ChrisCH showing why.
Yes,
they
he's so
strong.
ready. He's so ready. All right, just fishing with that low forward, just controlling space.
Oh my God!
Hits, or if the down medium punch hits, he's gonna confirm it. Just such a strong option. And here's a good chunk of damage, good corner carry. Oh, that was sick. I've never seen that. That was tight.
Oh, and you know you're gonna be tight after
Yeah,
this
you're
one.
dead.
Jot kills
It doesn't
his own
matter.
hopes in this first game. Doesn't matter now what happens. CCH taking the fight to Jot, breaking the jaw, breaking the law, playing this character. You need Luke? Nah, I am Luke.
Yeah, I am Luke. And that deep voice of his, I need that as a soundbite. Jot just falling short here, and it's like, what's so tough, right? Against a character like Luke that dishes out that kind of damage, you can play so well, but one mistake costs so much more than versus almost any other character. And so it's like you feel almost hopeless because you can outplay him, you can out-neutral him, you can punish DPs, but if he hits one hit confirm, it's potentially twice the damage you would get.
Yeah, the payoff, the risk and reward that ChrisCH has on Luke is just so good, and like has good health to boot. Like, yeah, you can get that same kind of damage on Seth, but oh, not like this, bro. Jot has been having a consistent amount of input errors this entire tournament so far, and it's really paying dividends for his opponents because, hey, Chris, nice kick confirmed. Remember that when we just talked about that, and you literally got 40%? Did the wake up DP on their wake up? That is that's something that I know about. I 100% know that. Back in my day, we'd wake up DP all the time, and wake up sweep had to activate right afterwards. I'm trying to remember what was the first Street Fighter where people were doing DP on their opponent's wake up, because I know it originated somewhere.
Probably Street Fighter 2, I would guess.
Likely.
Especially because DPs were mad safe in that game sometimes.
Oh, yeah. You just do one back-to-back, and right now, back-to-back victories. It's looking like Chris is trying to run away with this one. One more touch to get the stun. Unrelenting force, the suppression, not even using the V skill to do the suppression. But getting away from that stun was massive here. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Good chase.
All right, he's trying here, but he's
dead.
ready, and he's dead again. And that's off of 2 lights. He just checked the dash. He knew. Chris CCH just understanding the win condition and understanding that he doesn't have to overextend. He recognizes the kind of control that he has in these matches and his opponent's like opportunity for recourse. How can they try and make this comeback? Okay, they're playing this character. They can do X, Y, or Z thing. Okay, that means all I have to do is A or B. And as long as I don't try and do C on accident, I'm probably going to win. And that's why he is a top player in the world, not even just the country, in the world. One of the best.
Chris CCH showing why they are on that pedestal. You know, one of the best to ever touch the game. Trying to make a case, obviously, an attempt to get to the Capcom Pro Tour, which I'm excited to watch because no matter which one of these players gets to the CPT, seeing them play against the likes of Kawano or even the Jobby M that qualified last week is going to be so great. I want to see, like, you know what I really need to see, because I know you're from you just said it yourself, you're from the Midwest. I'll give it to you. We got our cheeks clapped. That's fine. I'm ready to see.
You said it, not me.
I'm ready to see Just a Kid get bodied by Chris CCH, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
I do want to see that run back.
Really
I do want to see the run back.
And I love Just a Kid, just a foot lover, but
we're bringing out the Vega. No, I actually think this is a pretty good shot. I think Vega does pretty okay. Now, the situation, right, is you need to be able to defend correctly. In neutral, you can actually contest Luke pretty well. But if you get knocked down, it's like GG's. So we'll see if he can actually defend and evade and be slippery enough so that Chris doesn't get the opportunity to really harass him on offense. But so far, things are going okay.
You're going to need him to go better than okay in this kind of matchup, though, especially at a 2-0 deficit. But Jot switching to the claw is, I like it. I like it a lot. You get to play a little bit further away from where Luke wants to press.
Good damage.
And you can pull some shenanigans pretty well. But again, yep, sweep activate. That's El Clasico.
Now, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Claw is... So he must have assumed he would have done the XDP. Because I believe Claw is plus if he uses the Rose in the corner. But nevertheless, the crush counter slide, we joked about that. Surely he's not going to slide here. Why would he slide here? He might lose. Well, Jot is just built different, I guess.
It's like the picture of the dog meme where it says, slide, no neutral, only slide.
Yeah.
That's
or the other dog meme, and Jot's just got that dog in him. He's just built different. He's got that dog in him. He's not afraid.
I am that guy. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
It is that deep. Chris CCH. Deep into the solar plexus of the side of Jot. One touch away from taking this to set point.
Oh man, this is so tough. Okay, the suppressor, and the sweep right back at you. He's like, you got that? Don't worry, dude. I can hold down and press heavy kick too. I got one of those. You think Luke doesn't have one of those? I got that too.
Everybody got that wake up sweep, that wake up pressure. And now the pressure is on. Jot stuck between a rock and a hard place. Slide into nothing.
Look at the damage in the corner carry.
Live and die by the slide, taking a page out of Sevele's book earlier, but Sevele's out of the tournament for a reason.
Yeah, Jot is still not done yet. He's literally clawing his way back, trying to tie it up. Forced to use that V reversal here, and that's not a bad spot. Ooh. Vega is not a character that relies on his V trigger to win, but he does have to be careful here.
And yeah, now next touch will kill, because I can't believe it's not Bombo. The V trigger is activated. Any touch leads into the extension dimension. You can't get hit.
Even if you do win neutral, you've got to be careful whiffing buttons against a person like Chris CCH. He's got those reactions. He's got that understanding. He is fishing. He knows literally one hit is all it takes. He wanted
there it is.
Anyways, there it is. The V trigger to cancel into the super, and Chris CCH reminding everybody why he has the lion's share of the points, taking another 3-0 victory to the bank, and he is your Wednesday Night Fights World Warrior August Edition winner.
Incredibly convincing performance from Chris CCH. 3-0 over Jot. Had a great performance in the winner's side as well. Such is expected from, I would say, the king of the West Coast.
Yes.
Had a 3-0 against the likes of JB, and that was the only game he lost in his entire tournament run. 2-0 over Crash Override, 2-0 over No Respect, 2-0 over Revilo, 2-0 over Jot. And that is all we wrote on that one. Chris CCH dominating the West Coast once again. Absolutely love watching him play. and get him
So good.
watching him break down everything that is Street Fighter V, from him playing 11 to Grandmaster on stream to showing us the power of Luke, Seth, Sakura, and more for the low price of $4.99.
I mean, I gotta be honest, with this bracket tonight, it kind of looked like it was free 99. Didn't cost anything. But good stuff to him. And honestly, I really want to say this. Absolutely great showing to Jot. You know, we saw the likes of JB, we saw the likes of Samurai in this bracket, we saw the likes of Mira, we saw the likes of Mateoha, all these, Nephew, right? We saw the likes of all these incredibly strong players, and you mentioned it right at the top of the broadcast. Jot is a player that is often, for whatever reason, overlooked on the West Coast. When he's godlike, he is undeniably so strong, and he just proved it here. So absolutely great showing to him. Obviously, he wanted to do better, but he got a good chunk of points here. He proved himself. He got good practice at this level, and I fully expect that he will come back stronger the next time around.
Yeah, and I think the best thing about that too is, like you said, Jot not only had a incredibly strong performance, but Jot showed the most character diversity out of anybody in the top 8.
Yes.
Showed the Minot, showed the Claw, showed the Luke, and the Sat. 4 characters to just claw his way through the match, ending with the Claw and ending up a little bit short, but getting those points. Already had 15, which means he secures a spot in the top 8 so far for the leaderboards as the top 8 move towards the region. And we've got something even more exciting coming up. We have Chris CCH that's going to be on the line. But before we get into Chris CCH, you got to get your hands on the competition yourself. Go to start.gg/CPT 2022-World Warrior, or WW, because there are 26 regions to participate and 26 regional champions that will be determined. So do you think you can take down the likes of Chris CCH? You better sign up, because we both get whooped up in this classic series. So whether it be WNF or many other tournaments, you need to get your hands on the World Warrior Series to compete in the potential last year of Street Fighter V. We want to see even more players shine at the end of this game.
Yes, absolutely. It looks like we are getting Chris CCH here. Hopefully, just a second.
Yeah, it will be soon. Obviously, you got to get everything connected and ready to rock, as we've been rocking through this entire bracket. I mean, I would say an expected result. And again, at the beginning of the broadcast, it was funny. It didn't say top 8 at the top. It said Chris CCH wins. And the script has been fulfilled. How's it feel to only drop
fortuitous.
One game the entire series?
The entire
only one. The entire tournament.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh yeah.
Wait,
I
you say
did only
entire
lose one game.
My bad.
Wait,
The
entire series.
The entire World Warrior Series. My apologies. The entire tournament, you only lost one game to JB.
Okay, I wasn't sure if this was counting like the last World Warrior as well, because I can't remember what happened.
I would have
I'm pretty
to-
sure
I
I
would-
lost at least one more game. I'm pretty sure I lost one more game there. Yeah, for a second I thought that was a crazy statistic. Feels pretty good. I mean, against JB, it was actually looking very scary, but thankfully Luke Super does quite a bit of damage. So there are
You don't say.
2 rounds in there where the Super actually killed when I did not. Well, actually, blow up. The one time where I was doing like the Vichira 2 combo into Super, I did not think it was going to kill at all. I literally said on my stream like what I'm going to go for on the guess for game, and then it just killed. The second time when I did like a Super through his stand medium kick, I had a feeling it would kill, but I still was kind of surprised when it did. So shout out to Luke Super.
It's pretty good. It's pretty all right. So I actually had a question. We saw that Filipino Man unfortunately did not enter tonight, or he wasn't available for top 8, right? Now, I personally actually think if he would have shown up, he probably would have been your toughest opponent. Would you agree with that? Out of like the people you regularly fight?
Yeah, I think so. Either him or actually Jot. I mean, I know it was 3-0 versus Jot in grand finals, but trust me, that's not normally how the sets go.
Sure,
These things can happen, of course. But yeah, I agree. I think Filipino Man would have been a really tough opponent. I think there's a pretty good chance that if he had shown up, it probably would have been us in grand finals again. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know how well he does against JB.
Sure.
Jot was playing super on fire, so he could definitely beat him too. But yeah, it definitely could have been a repeat. But it's pretty nice to have back to back. Obviously, I want to win both of them. I said that I want to win every single World Warrior, so that's just 2 out of 5. Still a lot more work to go, but it's a good start so far. And it's also very nice to have Filipino Man and Jot be like the 2 people I've faced in grand finals so far, because those are 2 of my training partners and really good friends. So I'm really happy to see them make it that far. I think it really shows like the strength of this region, as well as like specifically the strength of us players in the region.
Yeah. So Actually, you go ahead, Jake. I took the last question. You can go ahead and ask that.
Yeah, no, totally fine. I get to talk to Chris all the time. He usually gets interviewed on CPT channels pretty frequently.
That is true. That is
which is great. So, you know, I absolutely love that, seeing you on the podium and continuing. So thinking about the podium, because obviously after these 5 weeks, there is the regional tournament, and, you know, being out on top is favorable out of everybody on the West Coast, because obviously your training partners in the side of Jot and Filipino Man, you have killers like JB as well sitting. Who are you most afraid of, and do you have any other pocket characters you might be preparing against those matchups? Because I know I've been watching your streams. I mentioned it on the broadcast a lot. You know, the 11 to Grandmaster. I love it. I love seeing you, see how high you can get that win streak number up. So do you have anything in the back pocket, and who is your I'd say your your strongest adversary going into that regional?
I would say it's probably Filipino Man. That's my hardest opponent. As for other characters, at the moment I'm not really playing anything. I mean, I picked Seth for such few matchups. You would think that like I barely even play the character anymore, but I promise I still practice that character really hard. I promise my Seth is still really good. It's just I don't pick him for that many matchups, and specifically a lot of the characters that the West Coast uses, I just don't use Seth for those matchups. So there's definitely a possibility that I would use Seth for some opponents that I'm really prepared for in the World Warrior Finals. But right now I'm not planning any other like secret picks. You know, maybe the Fong would come out one day.
Oh yeah, I saw that on your stream. I saw that on your stream.
Well, we'll see if that happens.
I remember everybody's reaction to seeing your Fong, and you were like, "My Fong is nasty," and I'm just like, "That's the attitude you have to have." And you know what? You back it up with the results. So I mean, yeah, your Fong's nasty, bro.
And to be honest as well, you know, I wanted to have an 11 mirror with Jot in Grand Finals, but apparently it's not allowed by the CPT rules, because this is like Capcom has put us in an oppressive society where 11 mains are all oppressed and not allowed to actually pick our main in tournament. So people don't know that
Momochi was the progenitor of that.
I know, I'm actually a secondary loop. I'm a secondary loop, but I'm not allowed to pick my main.
I'm a main 11 player.
Free my man.
Exactly, free 11, please.
So I had another question. So let's say, you know, you perform well enough at World Warrior coming up, and you are able to qualify for Capcom Cup. There would be the potential there that you could get a run back against Just a Kid. Is that something that would actually, like, would it mean more to you than just, like, you know, you want to win the match to do well in Capcom Cup, right? But would it mean more to you because of the Midwest West Coast rivalry that happened at Combo Breaker and Just a Kid performing so well, right? Would it be like a little bit of an asterisk on that win for you personally, if that were to happen and you were to take it?
I mean, me and Just a Kid are good friends. I don't want anyone thinking that we have beef between each other or anything. Out of everyone on the Midwest, I would say I'm probably like closest with Just a Kid, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And at this point, I think he's honorary West Coast. He goes out to eat with all the West Coast people at tournaments, so I'm claiming him as West Coast as far as I'm concerned.
Ooh, all right.
But of course, my record.
We might have something to say about that, my friend. I don't know about that.
West Coast,
hey,
but...
okay. If you beat Chris in a first of 5, you can claim him. But for now, there you go.
Well, yeah, my record against Just a Kid is definitely pretty bad at the moment, but assuming Capcom Cup is on PC, I feel very confident going up against it. So it'd be fun to play them. There are a lot of players going into Capcom Cup that, of course, I want to play. To be honest, though, I'd probably be more interested in playing some of the international players that would be there. Because obviously I get to play NA players all the time, but it's been so long since I've been able to play international players. The last time, really, I feel like I was so bad at the game. Like, I feel like before the pandemic, I was just so bad at the game, to be honest. So I really want to be able to play against them, you know, after I've leveled up and everything. Because the last opportunity for that was really like Red Bull Kumite. So that's if I'm able to qualify in the Capcom Cup, that's the main thing I'm looking forward to.
Fair enough.
I hope you got the opportunity to play against as much international competition as you could at EVO. I know it was just a minute away, and you did really well at the tournament. So close to that top 8. I was looking forward to the run. Do you have to close out anybody you want to shout out? I know you're sponsored TSM. Absolutely love to see that for you. Moving up in the world. But yeah, this is now your time for shout outs, and then we'll let you go along your way to get some dinner and have a good night.
Yeah, of course, shout outs to TSM, as you had already mentioned. Shout outs as well to the West Coast Friendship Group, who you all know from Red Bull Kumite, as I mentioned. Filipino Man, Jot, Hylix, Flaquito. Unfortunately, 3 of us ended up being on like the same side of the bracket this time
brutal.
around. Like me, Flaquito, Ja were all on the same side. That was pretty sad. But in the end, me and Ja still ended up being grand finals after a super good losers run. So yeah, I always appreciate all those guys for being my training partner, as well as Samurai. Obviously, Samurai, you know, he's playing in the tournaments, but he doesn't have too much to actually win in these. And I didn't bring up Samurai's name as someone who would be a threat to me in like the finals because he's not allowed to. I don't think he's allowed to play in the finals.
No, he's
right?
not. No, he's
Yeah,
not. He's barred. It wouldn't make
Yeah,
sense.
he's not allowed in there. So I didn't bring up his name, but he's another training partner. He's someone that's been huge in my improvement and everything. So shouts to a lot of the West Coast players.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for your time, Chris. And again, huge congratulations. You are continuing to, frankly, just remind everybody and prove yourself that you are the king on the West Coast and absolutely among the very top pedigree in the United States and if not the world. I'm really, really excited to see you continue to perform well and come back for the World Warrior events. And hopefully you can continue on your path and make it into Capcom Cup.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris, for talking to us. And that's all the Street Fighter that we have for the night. It's been a great night of Chris just mopping the floor with everybody on the West Coast. Doesn't matter which character you play, he's the character to watch. And we're going to be taking a little break for now because Series E is next with Guilty Gear Strive. My final question, I would say, Chris, if you were playing Guilty Gear, I actually don't know how much you dabbled. Who would you play, and who do you want to see played the most in Series E coming up?
I played May when I picked up Strive at the beginning. I hear she's just terrible now.
No, she got second in Evo, bro.
No, terrible. I keep hearing she's terrible.
Not.
I don't
Dude,
care if she gets
everyone
second
says
at Evo.
every character. There are people who say Zato sucks. There are people who say Ram sucks.
says
Don't
Zato
listen to
sucks?
any of them.
Zato
There are
doesn't
people who say
suck? What?
there are people who
No.
say that though. There are people who say that. My point is, players complain about their characters. Don't believe the propaganda.
I feel like Kai looks pretty cool too.
Kai's sick.
Pretty
You would
good.
love
Maybe,
Kai.
maybe I play Kai
Make normal.
because I don't think May actually fits my playstyle at all. I like that she has dolphins. That's all.
All right, and that's all, folks. Thank you for watching WNF Capcom World Warrior Series. We've got 3 more to go. Can Chris get the crispy 250 points? You're going to have to find out on the next one. And we've got Guilty Gear Strive coming on next. So stay tuned, and we'll see you then.
Adios.